Yeah, I'm not normally on at this time on the weekdays. I do generally my weekend shows, which I'm still doing, but lately, because of the craziness that's been going on in the past week, I've just been popping in and out of different rooms to see what's happening.
Oh, he's got the train wreck virus. He likes to watch the train wrecks.
I don't know. See, that's not necessarily your way. Do you like the train wrecks?
Like I said, I normally am not on Monday through Friday, so.
I'm still trying to go. I miss it.
No, that's okay. I mean, I've gone on to Amazon. They just don't have the shot that I can take for my disease or virus, whatever.
You're too funny. I love you, Steve. Still.
You're not so bad yourself.
I'm glad the rest of you in this room also enjoy Steve. He is really a good man.
Steve does have great spaces. By the way, a little birdie told me all this drama is because they ultimately don't want a certain somebody coming back to the app, and they want the audience just to be in their rooms. Can you believe that serendipity? It's manufactured.
Yeah, I can believe that. Well, they said as much when they were complaining about the nostalgia of the good old days and how popular they were, being known as the tallest of the seven dwarfs, Clubhouse famous. Like, yes, believe that. I believe that from more than one of the characters that involved, but
yeah, but he's coming back. So there's that.
Madame dear.
Are we talking about Cardano?
Oh, no.
Beetlejuice.
You guys are too funny. You know what the best part for me is? I don't know what you're talking about. That's the best part of coming back to Clubhouse.
Is Roger ever coming back on here?
Yes. I honestly thought Son of Goku was Go. Why did I think that?
I thought it at first too. When he raised his hand, I was going to say,
right.
Goo, you behave yourself if you come up on stage.
Exactly right. It wasn't Goo. All right, I think we need another poll. What's your favorite drink of choice for happy hour? Beer, wine,
Vodka.
dots, or what's the third one? Make a cocktail.
Vodka.
Well, there's daiquiris too.
Liquor.
Vodka. That's what I'm on right now. Vodka.
Thanks for sharing, son. Thanks for sharing, son. We all notice you, okay? Everybody give son a little pat on the head. Let him know that you know he...
Fondle and lightning and baby say.
Is that German?
No, that was Labyrinth. Sorry.
You knew that was Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, the children's movie from the 80s. Sorry.
That's one of, it's very noisy here, but I just wanted to let you know it's one of my favorite movies in the whole world.
Of course, and then The Princess Bride and The Last Unicorn, and sometimes Never Ending Story, but mainly Labyrinth, Princess Bride,
and Dark.
You guys are dating us. Stop it.
Dark Crystals was nightmarish. Yes.
Princess Bride with what's her name?
Inconceivable.
Princess Bride from the 2000.
There's so many quotes from The Princess Bride that I don't even think people realize that. Inconceivable.
You don't want
I always use that word.
But
I don't think I could. I'm not Anne Hathaway. Come on, Robin Gibbons. Stop. It's not Robin Gibbons either. It's Robin someone. Robin someone.
I didn't even know there was like an
Yes.
older Princess Bride. That's crazy.
There is only one Princess Bride.
There's only one that I know of, and it's the one.
Andre the Giant.
Billy
Like-
Crystal, remember he was in it.
Right. And also Carol Kane? Carol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mandy
She was
Patinkin.
Mad Max, Mandy Patinkin, Gary Yule. So we had the best cast for that movie.
They really were very amazing. And Carrie, how do you say his last name? Elvis?
You, Eloise?
I thought it was
Yes.
Yules, but okay.
Yules? That's not okay.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't think anyone around here cares about how to pronounce shit anyway. The other day, what was the word everyone? Oh, Euro. Oh my god! If I had to leave the room, I couldn't handle it anymore. I was like exploding on the inside.
You
Well,
say
people were
Euro?
saying how they pronounced it,
Yeah.
and then we clarified how it's really pronounced for the room, and nobody cared. They
Is it-
continued pronouncing it atrociously for the whole rest of the next hour, and it really freaked me out. I couldn't handle it. I just left the room.
I'm a word snob too.
Yeah, I was telling you, remember, Serendipity, we had that conversation today about how I'm borderline autistic when it comes to reading emotions, but I pick up on the actual words themselves very clearly.
Yeah.
And listening comprehension, I'm pretty high on that as well. And so for me, when people pronounce things incorrectly, if they don't know any better, that's one thing. But if they know better and they continue to do it, it really freaks me out. I can't handle it. I just leave. I don't fight the issue. We had people calling it gyros, which is probably the least offensive of all of them. Gyros, which is probably the most offensive. What else were they were calling them? I don't know. And we corrected that it's Ye-Rose. Ye-Rose, basically, is what it is. And nobody cared. I mean, we corrected it and everybody kept saying it wrong anyway.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well,
Have
you
you
only
seen
had a room.
Have you seen the Key and Peele sketch with the substitute teacher
Yeah.
pulling off the name?
Yes, that's what it reminds me of.
Hey, Ron, are you here? Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. I do love that sketch.
I think without a doubt the best skit this past season is on Saturday Night Live. They did it a couple of times where you've got the people in two different cars and they're doing hand signals while they're talking. Have any of you seen that or no?
We have not seen that.
I have not.
I haven't either.
I want to.
It is amazing. It is so funny. Yeah. Of course,
Who's in
this
it?
is the 50th.
Who's in it?
What?
Who's in it to YouTube? How would I find it on YouTube?
They're just the regular Saturday night players. They don't put a and I don't even know what it would be called, but they're in two cars right next to each other, like they're stopped at a light for 5 minutes, and they're getting angry and yelling at each other, but of course their windows are up, so they're doing hand signals and they're it's hilarious. I'll see if I could get you the name of it. I'll see if I
Yeah, I'd like to know. Man, this is tangent to that. I was driving in Atlanta on Roswell Road for serendipity's purposes of placing it in your brain many years ago, and I had my window down, and some guy was driving like an idiot, and I flipped him off, and he whipped his car up next to mine on the left. So he's driving, basically he's aligned with me on the left, and he rolled down his passenger window that was between me and him, basically. And he took this hot coffee, a large grande coffee, and he freaking hucked it across the inside of his car, like straight at me. So it went through his car, through his passenger window, between our cars, and then it hits my window, and the bottom of it hit the edge of my window, and the cup went spinning like a sprinkler in my car. blowing hot coffee through my entire car. I had coffee in the back window. I had coffee in the area, in the slots where the seatbelt goes in. I had coffee all over, of course, myself. Every corner of that car was filled with hot coffee. And I mean, he was a perfect shot. He could not have done it better. And I was like, motherfucker, right? And so I'm trying to see, I got his license plate. I called the cops immediately, and they said it was a stolen car, and there's nothing they could do about it. And the worst part of the whole thing was going home and then having to clean my fucking car for like 3 hours. I was so pissed off. It was the worst, dude.
It's hard getting rid of that smell too. You know it seeped in through the door.
It was milk coffee. And it was a full cup. And when he hugged that thing, he held it upright and pushed. It's almost like he pushed it through his car at me, upright, and it went, through his car, out his window, between our cars, and the bottom of it hit like the back of my side window that I rolled down. Like it, basically just tapped the back and then spun through my car as it freaking came in. And like he could not have done it better. It was so pissed off.
Well, Mike, you might be able to appreciate this road rage story vicariously. Then it's kind of a revenge story that amazingly involved me doing absolutely nothing and letting karma take its course. Essentially, we were just coming up on a lane, too busy traffic lane, and there's a point where all the cutters are trying to get on the freeway lane. They try to do it the last minute because there's a long line of cars waiting. So here is like a big black SUV, like Uber driver. He had the permit on his bumper and everything. Is blocking one of the lanes because no one's letting him in. So guy in front of me honks at him. I honk at him. Not like anything egregious, just a simple honk, like you're being a douche. And the guy just goes red, like he just sees rage. And so a couple of cars move, kind of get between us, and then I pull up next to him. While and I don't give him the bird. I don't even say a word. I don't even roll down my window. Nothing in aggression. I literally just looked over at him and smiled. And he is like, I couldn't hear what he was saying. He looked like he was probably speaking in tongues. He was so mad. So what does he do? He doesn't pay attention that the traffic in front of him has come to a complete stop because my lane is moving. So he tries to move with me in the next lane, right next to me. But unbeknownst to him, he's not paying attention, and the traffic has come to a complete stop. So not only does he hit the car in front of him, he hit it so hard, the car he hit the car in front of him. So he just caused a 2-car accident because he's yelling at some stranger who didn't even provoke him. Like, he was in the wrong all the way. Right? Like, I was on cloud nine the rest of the month.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I've got the info that you wanted. One is called Taking Road Rage to a Whole Other Level, SNL. The other one is Traffic Altercation, SNL. And then the third one is Parking Lot Altercation, SNL. Normally I would play like a 60-second clip, but I'm not going to do it because the hand signals and the way they play it out are just so fun.
I'm going to watch it.
So a quick poll. How many people here take pleasure then in seeing the Just Stop Oil protesters get run over?
Who protesters?
The people who block the freeway, Just Stop Oil.
Oh, just
they
stop
get on
oil.
the freeway. Yeah.
And they get run over.
Gotcha.
And they get run over? I've never seen anything. Is there a video or something?
There are a few times, where ICE agents running people over, where it's literally the person is trying to push through and the protester is in front, and eventually the person in the car has had enough and they keep going
fast, a little bit faster and faster, and then the person falls to the side. A couple of people have been completely run over. So
that's kind of fucked up, actually, hitting people. I wouldn't know if I love that.
I would take no gratification in ever seeing that, ever. No.
I will say one time.
So it never lasts in Boston. That's all I can say.
Maybe not.
It would not. No.
Yeah, here's the deal. Like I am routinely the guy that drives up to the last minute before I merge. Now here's the deal. If you're gonna do it, you can't be a pussy about it. You have to fucking own it, which means two things. One, you find a space and get it in real time. You don't stop and expect them to let you in because they're not gonna do it, right? That's number one. You find a space as you're proceeding to that last endpoint. If you fail to do that, and it's very rare when I fail to do it on my own, that means you gotta be quick, you gotta look for it, you gotta hop in. I don't care what people think, right? If you're not able to do that, then you got to eat it and fucking just go straight if you want to turn, or you got to do whatever you got to do. But you don't get to stop traffic for that shit. So if you're going to play that game, you got to own it and you got to be good at it. Otherwise, stay the fuck out. Because I'll tell you what, you know, you can't be holding up traffic and expecting them to let you in. Fuck that.
But Mike, what you just described is the actual correct way to do it.
Yeah, because it's zippering, which actually reduces traffic flow. But that's only if you're not an idiot and you stop and hold up your lane.
You're supposed to use both lanes to the merge point. And everybody's argument is like, well, we all know it's going to one lane, so why don't we all get in that lane sooner? Well, if that's the case, they would have closed the lane that much sooner.
Exactly.
If they're supposed to get in line 5 miles ago, they would have closed it 5 miles ago.
And that's because Americans are obsessed with queuing, is what it's called, right? So there's actually I think it was Malcolm Gladwell. I think it was on Revisionist History. I'm not sure. One of those podcasts, and he did an episode on queuing and how Brits are like really friendly about queuing, or how Americans queue, and we expect it. We expect to stand in line. We expect other people to honor the line. In England, they don't necessarily do that. They don't swear by lines quite as much. So they just kind of mob and get in quick or whatever. And so he did a test, and he found that technically, say that you had one drinking fountain and a big line of people, the fastest way for the most people to get a drink, just the most people, just a pure numbers game, is that every new person who arrives gets the first dibs at the drinking fountain, and the line waits whenever somebody new arrives. So instead of going to the end, you go to the very front and you get to drink. In the end of it, if you do that for an hour where random people are walking up and they're getting first dibs when they do, ultimately more people get a drink than if everybody stands in line one at a time. And so it's
part of what you're describing there is actually like there's two different layouts to grocery store lines.
Yes.
Right? Or like a shopping store line. The places that do it well are places like Marshall's and Kohl's, where they have like 10 registers that all serve one singular line. Because if there's a holdup at one register, the line keeps moving. And this is the way like truncated phone systems operate as well. The ones at the grocery store that is one cashier, one line, is literally to keep you standing in line. So you look at all the dumb tchotchkes that you don't need. Oh, I need a lighter. Oh, I need AA batteries. Oh, I need a fucking People magazine. And maybe you make extra purchases. It's literally designed to keep you there longer.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, and to what I was saying about the other way of doing it, just imagine how shitty that would make everyone feel. Everyone would be pissed off. Nobody would let that happen, right? Or like the dude walks up randomly after you've been in line for 10 minutes and walks up to the front, takes a drink. Everybody get mad.
That's exactly why the zipper merge doesn't work, because people's animal brain convinces them that someone is getting away with something that they shouldn't be, and they're getting more than they deserve, and they're getting more than you are because you were the conservative, reasonable person who got over early. And people take that super offensively and will fight and argue and scream out their window and throw coffees and run into the back of other cars, all because they're getting where they're going 15 feet slower. It's insane.
Right, and as soon as I read the zippering reduces traffic by 30%, I feel like even if someone's mad at me, I'm doing them a fucking favor so they can just eat it. That's what I feel about it.
It's the same thing with lane filtering on motorcycles, too. People lose their mind because they think it's unsafe and unfair, but it's actually categorically safer and more efficient for everybody when it's done correctly.
Oh, Stoker, I was going to ask you a question. You left the room before we were talking about motorcycles. My one question was this. You know how there's big chunks of rubber tire on the highway, sometimes?
Yeah.
If you hit one of those on a motorcycle, will it fuck you up, or do you just bounce over and keep going?
So it's super circumstantial. One of the things, truck drivers will refer to those as alligators because tractor-trailer tires have these big, heavy steel bands in them. And what happens when you run over a U-shaped object that wants to be round, it tries to go round again. So it will actually leap up and kind of bite around your tire. That's why they call them alligators. So in that circumstance, you're pretty fucked. And if you want to try to go around something, you can. But the safest way to hit anything on a motorcycle is straight, upright, and square. If you're in a turn and you're leaning and you hit something, you're in way worse shape. So what they actually teach you is don't try to avoid the object if it's unavoidable, because that's more likely to hurt you than not. And try to hit it upright, straight, and perpendicular to your tires. Depending on the motorcycle, my motorcycle especially, the tires are larger than your average passenger vehicle, which means I can actually probably stomach a bigger pothole or a larger object than your average car can. But if you're riding something like a, Honda 125cc little putt-putt, then you're less capable of taking those sorts of things. So this is also why speed is the enemy and slowing down is always your friend, because you have a better opportunity to calculate and choose other options.
Oh, thanks.
It's the reason why they tell you, if a deer runs in the road, hit the deer. Because you're more likely to swerve, miss the deer, hit a tree, and kill yourself.
When I was 16, my uncle took me to some drag races. There's 2 lanes, cars drag racing, one in each lane. And they're funny cars, and they take off, and they haul ass down the thing. And right when they popped their chutes, a deer hopped over the fence and stood in the lane right in front of the funny car. And the funny car smacked the fucker, just going 200 miles an hour or more. Just popped the chute. And the deer just exploded, just absolutely exploded, and in a green cloud, basically. And the front end of it, from the front legs back, was gone, but it had its legs attached to its neck and its head still. And it kind of kicked its legs on its side for 5 minutes, and they came and they grabbed it. It had a rack, so they grabbed it by the horns and they drug it off the thing, and then they had to bring in a fire truck and hose the thing down, and then they had to wait for it to dry before they could go forward. But I just remember it was in slow motion, this funny car just, and then you just see this deer hop over and just barely turned its head to look at him and fucking hit that deer 200 miles an hour. It was crazy.
Did the splatter pattern resemble anything of a coffee cup being thrown through 2 car windows?
Some people that look like a butterfly. And other people thought it looked like a demon. It all depends on what you see in it, I guess.
I would be looking at that coffee cup to figure out what Starbucks it was ordered from and see if I could figure out the name on the coffee cup, and then I would hang out around that time at the Starbucks. I'd go to jail. I'd probably go
Same.
Oh, it was so fucking
I
bad.
mean, except
I was
for
even
the
madder
jail.
when the cop. I was even madder. It was a lady cop when she arrived, and she said, "We already looked it up, and it's a stolen car. There's really nothing we can do about it. We won't be able to find him." That pissed me
Yeah,
off
but it wasn't
even
a
more.
stolen cop.
I know. That's true. I didn't even think of it. I don't know. Maybe he did. I was so pissed off. I didn't even think about looking at the cop.
If that cup said Steve on it, I would spend the next 5 days standing out in front of that Starbucks waiting and being like, "Is your name fucking Steve?"
Yes.
I've had a few fucked up things. In Seattle, I had a guy punch the window. I was right out of the Marine Corps, right out of boot camp, thinking I could just take on the world. I'm like, I got all this combat training. I can kill anybody. I'm good to go. And I was on the highway, and some dude was fucking with me on the highway, and I probably flipped him off. I don't remember what I did, and pissed him off. And I took the exit. He took the exit I was going to take in front of me, and then I took the exit. And he slowed down on the exit and pulled off to the side, to make me pass him. And I was hesitant, but I passed him, and he whipped it right behind me. And then we stopped at the exit. And then as it took off, he started hitting the back of my car, bam, bam, bam. He had a bunch of guys in his car with him, 3 or 4 guys. He started hitting my car as I was taking off, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking serious." And So I tried to just kind of ignore him at that point, and I think I changed lanes to a lane on next to it or whatever. And at this point, we hit another red light, and I was parked in my lane, and then I had a car in front of me, a car behind me, and then on the lane on my left, he was one car back, so he was kind of my back, like kitty corner to me. And I didn't even look at him. I was sitting there. I'm like, fuck. I'm not even gonna look back. You know, it's pretty aggressive when you're literally bumping your car into somebody. And all I saw was this movement out of the corner of my eye, and I kind of looked up to the left, and this fist punched through my window, my driver window, and I had tinted windows, so it kind of like blew a hole in my window, and all the plastic still stuck all the broken glass together, but there was a hole in it. And he's looking through the hole at me, and he's like, I'll fucking kill you, motherfucker. Do you understand that? And he motions back to his car, and the passenger had a gun, and he was like tapping it on his window and laughing. And I was like, I think I'm sorry or something. I was like, fuck. I mean, I went from being like thinking I'm badass to like, oh my God, scared as fuck. And then all the cars, light turned green, all the cars left. The car in front of me left, the car behind me went around left. Nobody fucking stopped to see how I was doing. I was just still sitting there. Everybody leaves. He pulls like one of those movie things where you go in reverse and like 180 or whatever and drive the other lane direction or whatever. And I was just sitting all by myself, and I was like, fuck, okay, well, that happened. And my brother to this day says, like, man, as soon as he bumped my car, I would have pulled my pistol out of the fucking out of the glove box. I would have had it in my lap in case anything happened. And then when he punched the window, I would have shot him through the fucking hole. And I was like, yeah, but then you would have been fucking killed because the guy in the car, kitty corner to you, would have shot up your fucking car. And I'm like, so I'll never forget. I always think of that case as an example that if I'd had a gun, it would have escalated it. I wouldn't even known to look back at the other guy. And there'd be 2 dead people potentially. But because there was no gun and because I just freaking ate it, even though my life was threatened, nobody died. So everybody says guns, prevent violence. They can also escalate violence. Like, it's a perfect example,
Also a great example that not enough people have that experience in a way where, like, things could have gone really sideways, but they didn't go sideways, and that informs your decision making for the rest of forever, For sure. Person that followed up with you and made you to be a little bit more analytical. There's so many people running around who haven't been smacked in the mouth or had a fist put through their window, and as a result, they still do that shit on a daily basis.
Yeah, I really don't put people off anymore. I really don't. I decided years ago, fuck, it's just not worth it. I just can't predict what people.
There's a video that made national news a couple of years ago of a couple, a husband and wife shoveling snow in front of their house, and they're giving shit to the neighbor because the neighbor's bitching, you're throwing snow in my, in my parking spot or whatever the dispute was. They're arguing, and the guy comes out of the house with a gun, and the husband says, like, oh, what are you gonna do with that? And he shoots and kills him right in the middle of the street, and he shoots and kills the wife. And this is all like on their home security cameras. And then the guy goes on the top of the road and rank up. And that makes you realize, like, you don't know how bad of a day or how crazy somebody might be. Like, somebody coming in front of you at Chick-fil-A, or, you're like, I was trying to think, like, I'm in a fucking grocery store. You know what I mean? If somebody shot me bleeding out the back of my car, then yeah, sure, whatever. But, like, I'm going to Walmart to buy fucking eggs. Like, nothing that can happen on the road is worth that kind of beef, that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, especially nowadays. John Kitover, you want to come up? Are you going to bless us? Are you going to grace us with your crazy self?
Well, I'd like to read a poem, if I may.
Can't wait.
Can't believe this is so funny. Okay, this is called In the Muff by candidate Congressman John Kitover. Advice doesn't help lovers. They're not the kind of mountain stream you can build a dam across. An intellectual doesn't know what the drunk is feeling. Don't try to figure what those lost inside love will do next. Someone in charge would give up all his power if he caught one whiff of the wine musk from the room where the lovers are doing who knows what. One of them tries to dig a hole through a mountain. One flees from academic honors. One laughs at famous mustaches. Life freezes if it doesn't get a taste of this almond cake. The stars come up spinning every night, bewildered in love. They'd grow tired with that revolving if they weren't. They'd say, "How long do we have to do this?" God picks up the reed flute world and blows. Each note is a need coming through one of us, a passion, a longing, pain. Remember the lips, where the wind breath originated, and let your note be clear. Don't try to end it. Be your note. I'll show you how it's enough. Go up on the roof at night in this city of the soul. Let everyone climb on the roofs and sing their notes. Sing loud!
It made me horny, John. Thanks for that.
See, this is why we enjoy the presence of Mr. Kitover, because we get to say things like, our rooms have poetry. We read books. We do all the cultural things.
You give us credibility. You give us intellectual credibility, John. Thanks for that.
This is true.
Yeah, try reading a book on here sometime. You might like it.
Oh my goodness. So, Gar, you doing good?
Sorry, Stilgar's doing good. He's also doing the dishes. So not so quick on
Oh.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Stilgar.
Yeah, things are good. Things are good.
Good. Is
Feeling
Mrs.
productive.
Stilgar
Thanks
getting
for that.
caught up?
Mrs. Stilgar will living and reading a book, and I think I'm going to do some meal prep to try to behave myself and not order from Chipotle for the third time this week.
Yay!
Feeling a little productive today. Dishes and meal prep. The game kind of
Right. I still say they're the cutest couple on Clubhouse. Okay, not really on Clubhouse, but she's not on Clubhouse, but I just love hearing him talk about Mrs. Stilgar.
She's too normal and well adjusted. If you were to offer, like, hey, do you want to get on the internet and talk to strangers? You go, absolutely.
Oh yeah, my wife would never in a million fucking years be interested in this. That means we're all married to people better than ourselves.
That part's definitely true for me. For sure.
It's definitely true for me too.
I'd have never been on Clubhouse when I was married, for sure. He'd have strung me up.
I mean, well, for me, I was a stay-at-home mom. For 5 years.
Yeah,
Not to, meet you.
that's right.
But now,
She says, but now? What?
I'm back outside.
We need Sun back in here? Sun was on one.
Oh, I can't ask you any questions because John's in here recording. So watch what I say. It's like I'm back at work.
You can wave at me when you.
Oh, give me 30 minutes.
Right.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Oh.
But in fairness, if it wasn't for John's recording, how would we ever memorialize this, anthropological oddity in time? He's making a record of history for all of our favors. Thank you, John. You're doing the Lord's work. That's all sarcasm.
It's his art, Stilgar.
I never thought of it like that. And you know what? You're right. Even though you may be being silly, I mean, you never know what's going to be valuable coming up, Life is fleeting. And I'm taking you guys in the shower with.
One thing I've noticed about Clubhouse is there's two kinds of people. The kind of people that admit to peeing while on Clubhouse. I don't.
Which one are you?
Oh, I admit it. I sit on the toilet on Clubhouse. You poop on Clubhouse sometimes, still, guy? Yeah, it's tricky though, right? Because I don't want to do anything but wash my hands immediately after I'm done. I don't want to have to handle my phone. So then the worst case scenario is somebody calls on you and then you have to pretend you're doing the dishes.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah, if you haven't spent any time looking at my YouTube channel, there's a lot of videos on there and there's a lot of accounts on there. But, you are probably in one of those shorts.
This is probably true.
Hey, Serendipity, I need to talk to you for 1 minute. We'll be
Okay. All right.
We're not watching Kristen do anything. Thank you very much.
How many videos from Clubhouse do you have on YouTube, John?
I'm not sure, but I've got over 20,000 videos up on YouTube and over 20,000 on Instagram.
How many subscribers do you have?
Across all of YouTube, it's like 5,000. And then Instagram is like a couple thousand. Nothing isn't really that interesting, but what is cool is on Google now is if you take a photo, it'll give you that option to turn it into a video, and it'll give you like 10 options on what you want the video to be. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's crazy. I did not try that. I've not tried that. That sounds bizarre though. So it'll take your photo and then make a video out of your photo?
Yeah.
Like if it's it's like a photo of a bride kissing the groom at a wedding ceremony.
Yeah, it'll
like,
make them.
You could say I I want the movie to be them walking down the aisle.
You can't say what you want. It gives you like 10 suggestions.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of Grok on X does that. Where there's a lot of AI that don't do that now.
But what I did is the mayor of Chicago and Pritzker, the governor, had a big meeting with like 100 people by the river, and I took that photo and it turned all of them into dancers, and then I played the Blues Brothers soundtrack over it, and I wrote, it's called Somebody Needs You, and then I tagged Donald Trump with an orange heart, and it got a lot of views.
I think I'm gonna go play with that.
You have to do it with a short. So you click short, you choose your picture, and then above it'll say, do you want to turn this photo into a video? And then yes, select your option.
And that's on Google? That's on Google?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay, YouTube short. Do you want to turn this picture into a video?
Okay, you want to hear one more poem from Rumi? Eddie, Kristen, Mike, you want to hear another poem?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
On the day I die, when I'm being carried toward the grave, don't weep. Don't say he's gone. He's gone. Death has nothing to do with going away. The sun sets and the moon sets, but they're not gone. Death is a coming together. The tomb looks like a prison, but it's really release into union. The human seed goes down in the ground like a bucket into the well where Joseph is. It grows and comes up full of some unimagined beauty. Your mouth closes here and immediately opens with a shout of joy there. When I see your face, the stones start spinning. You appear, all studying wonders. I lose my place. Water turns pearly. Fire dies down and doesn't destroy. In your presence, I don't want what I thought I wanted. Those 3 little hanging lamps. Inside your face, the ancient manuscripts seem like rusty mirrors. You breathe, new shapes appear, and the music of a desire is widespread as spring begins to move like a great wagon. Drive slowly. Some of us walking alongside are lame.
Y'all look at this room. You know what's going on, right?
It's a happy hour in the muff.
It's a train wreck hour. We're all going to watch it.
Where's the train wreck?
Right now?
In the hall.
Which room?
Oh, shit.
Let's
Next
see.
door to the left, John. You should get right over there.
Oh, is there some shit going down in the hall?
Yep.
No,
Oh,
there's
I'm gonna go there to
not.
look.
No, I created a room yesterday called All the Drama Has Been Crushed. If you can say it, it is not true. But I'd have to get on my burner account to see if maybe I'm blocked. Probably. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. What do I see? I see nothing. Nothing.
Let's
nothing,
air out
nothing.
some dirty laundry. Yeah.
I haven't seen JB in a day or two.
I haven't seen him in a day or two either. I mean, I do know. there's probably some intentionality behind that. I think that the smarter idea is to just not participate, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think they're trying to do that.
I'm trying to let it diffuse.
Yeah. There's a spectacular canceling effort going on too, apparently.
Well, you know, my accounts have been clipped, deleted, terminated, censored more than anybody on this app. And all I can say is, here I am speaking and breathing, recording and clipping everyone on Cloudhouse.
This is true, but you're not curating spaces where you're trying to draw people. You're going to said spaces. So your experience with the hassles of reported clipping are not quite the same as somebody else's who wants to draw crowds.
When you get clipped, assuming it doesn't happen like when you're in a room and you just disappear from the room, I would imagine it happens when you're logged out and you come back in. Does the app just say you don't have an account anymore? Does it let you know, or it just doesn't work?
It does. Yeah, it does. You get a red banner.
But it's not long. You get a red bar.
Like a red banner.
You gotta look. You gotta really read it.
Or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You gotta read it. Otherwise, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
John, do you just own a bunch of iPhones? Is that what you
No, they're all like $50 Motorola's, and they're 50 megapixels for $50, and then you just get a $15 1 month plan. Cancel, don't do the renewal, and then you got a phone, a $65 good phone that you can sit here and film with and live stream on.
Because then it's just all Wi-Fi. You don't need cellular.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get the phone number to log into Clubhouse?
It's a $15 a 1 month plan for 30 days.
Oh, and then once you cancel it, the number just remains.
Yeah, but you don't even.
Sign up with the number.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even do that anymore. I'm not buying any more phones because now I can just get a new burner number for $1.99, so it's pointless.
How many phones do you have?
I don't know, 60 maybe.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are they all laid out on a table and you just keep them plugged in?
No, I got these little. No, I got a cell phone rack. You can go on eBay and buy cell phone racks.
And they're all running Clubhouse at the same time?
No, I'm live streaming mostly to YouTube and X. The YouTube accounts again have over 20,000 videos, and there's a lot of Clubhouse videos. Like it is the de facto Clubhouse library from the past 5 years. There's nobody else. And you know what I found out in the state of Illinois? Anything that you record, that's your copyright. It doesn't go the other way around. Not in Illinois. So that's one interesting thing I uncovered while I was doing this podcast with this guy, George, who runs the Prairie Report, this newspaper. So that was interesting because he was very upset that I live streamed the interview as well. But it goes both ways. So, he was like, there's nothing I can do that you live stream yourself. He's like, but you didn't ask me. I'm like, well, we didn't discuss anything and we didn't sign anything. So, we were on a Zoom call that you recorded. So you tell me, I can't infringe on your recording, but I also have 10 of the same recordings, so it is what it is. But people would have to spend a lot of money suing you to prove that there were damages, and there's really no damages for anybody on this app financially. So anyways, this is what I'm doing. I don't know. This is like my next level game of Clown House. I can't believe other people aren't doing it. I would love to see a John Kitover YouTube account or a John Kitover Clubhouse account, like somebody recording me and publishing me. Like that's when I know I'm like starting to optimize and automate what I'm doing, because that would mean I don't have to do, that means people are doing for me what I have to do for myself.
There's only one John Kitover in the world, John. We don't need two of you.
Well, if I had an assistant, a secretary or a videographer working for me, and filming a lot more, like it would be even more obnoxious, but it would be fun to have somebody doing it.
You haven't figured out any way to monetize any of the content, right? For the most part.
No, none of this is monetized on Google. None of the accounts are at the threshold yet.
Well, not even a threshold, but to make some kind of product from clips of all the recordings that you have, the best of the best, or something. To make little like animations.
The product is the campaign.
The ridiculousness of a fight in here, or something like that.
The product is the campaign. That's the one big leap that's connected with my profiles, with my identity, because all of these recordings, are technically coming to Congress with me. So I've recorded every speaker, every topic under the sun. There's nothing that I have not heard which would be new, in the stupid book. So that's all I'm saying. In the Clubhouse book, because like everything on this app is it's a lot of drama, it's a lot of gossip, it's a lot of screaming and road raging. But I will submit that even the 2 little poems that I have read today is of higher value to you personally, intellectually, and psychologically than just about 99.9% of everything you've ever heard on this app.
John, I still think you need to take like 15, 20-second clips of really crazy moments on here, and then somehow get AI to animate those with characters, like character-driven cartoons.
Yeah, I tried that.
Moments.
I tried that.
Yeah,
It's
I swear
difficult.
I have to do it because it would. I know it would be entertaining to throw it on Instagram or probably TikTok.
There's ways to manipulate the algorithm on YouTube. I have like some tricks, but I've done the things that I've done so many times, or what to me works best. But I'm going to this meetup here in Chicago at the end of the month with this Polish guy who has a very big X account, and he's friends with Elon Musk, and this former CEO of X, and he's putting together this like 1-day training seminar for marketing on X. So we'll see what he says. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of interesting things to say. He takes great photos with him holding signs at like key basically, venues, cool places. He takes great photos. So, but I don't know. He works in politics. He goes to he works for campaigns, and, it's all about money for some people. But I guess, eventually when you have influencer art power or star power, like, you get compensated for what you're doing. But I don't have any money to give this guy.
You call it Clubhouse Clips, and you start off with a logo that says Clubhouse Clips, and then whoosh, with like a hand smacking it away or something. And then you go right to 2 people fighting on Clubhouse, like with Jazzy, like laying into somebody, and you animate her as like just a crazy black woman, and then you animate whatever is going on the other side of it. You go back and forth, and then it just ends, and the next one's like Clubhouse Clips, whoosh, again, and it's a new one.
Listen, people view videos. You get views only based off of keywords. Like, if there's not keywords attached to it, there's multiple variables that go into creating a video that will go viral in the algorithm. I can easily identify.
Whatever content, whatever the subject is. So it's people fighting about, I don't know, Israel. If it's Jews fighting with Hebrew Israelites or something, those are your keywords right there.
Yeah, but
crazy Jews fighting with Hebrew Israelites.
That may or may not get rewarded. I mean, you'd have to go through my videos and sort by most popular, and then look at the titles and look at the videos and say, okay, there's a reason why these are better than the bottom tier ones that got no views. So that's one way to look at it.
I just think they have to have an animation along with them. They have to have a visual fun aspect to them.
Well, it's mostly just 15-second clips of Clubhouse people, yelling at each other. Politically Correct with Lisa and Patty and Dr. AG. Those rooms are so toxic and so crazy because there's so much profanity that, to me, they're my new gold standard in terms of, profanity and derogatory remarks and insanity. I don't know, you could spend some time on my YouTube and watch Politically Correct here on Clown House, and you can see the madness that is politically correct.
I mean, what does that say about politically correct when I look at all the madness that's been going on in these other rooms? Like, that's crazy.
I don't know. That's why I think it's like, see, a lot of people they say they take breaks. Like, oh, I haven't been on this app in 4 weeks. It's like, lady, you've been on here 2 weeks talking nonstop. What are you talking about? You haven't been on this app. Most people are probably so hypnotized that their amnesia sets in. They don't even know they're on this app all day long. So, my point is, by not talking on here and just recording it, I left the house. I didn't even take my phone with me. To the gym. I had a great afternoon. I come back and boom, I'm still recording because the former room closes, but because of this clicker, it brings me right back into a new room. So I never have any dead airtime. I try to prevent, wasting having any dead airtime on my end as a recorder.
I've been enjoying Talking Apes lately. The last couple of days, I've actually really enjoyed their conversation.
Me too. I'm just like, wow.
They're not stupid, right? Like, I feel like some of the rooms people are kind of generally dumb in them. Like, Chillism is a more intelligent room, but it's outrageous. Talking Apes is fun and sometimes smart, and not necessarily outrageous, and they're not really rude. And I don't know, I really like them.
Me too. I've been enjoying them too.
I stumbled upon them recently. Maybe because I'm like generally following you nowadays, like I didn't used to. Maybe that's how I found them actually. So I'm wondering why I haven't seen them before if they've been around a while.
Yeah, they have been around a while. But yeah, I've actually been really enjoying going into their rooms too. It's just like sometimes like I've just got so much to do that like I just really need to be in listening mode and not like up trying to make sure I'm talking to everybody and whatnot. And it's a great place to go.
And it's a generally black room that appreciates my voices, which is rare. That's another thing. I'm heard, and they respond, and to anything if I want to add something. They're super cool like that. I really like them, but it's generally a black room.
Yep, I think so too. I've enjoyed it. I thought their conversation today was they did really good given the topic.
Yeah, I thought it was more interesting than JB's a friend of mine, but I still thought it was more interesting than JB's room on the male versus female take. I thought they did a better job of it.
Yeah.
That was really interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
And they listen to reason, and they, they're influentiable. I don't know what that word is. Influenceable.
Yep.
It's not, they don't just stand in their ways and bark out bullshit and refuse to listen to people.
Yeah. And each other. Like, they were, there were times where, like, they kind of took one position, but then you could kind of see as the conversation went on and more people spoke, like, you could actually see people kind of being like, oh, yeah, okay, I see that.
Totally. It's really unusual. That's what I noticed mostly about it today. That's the biggest thing I noticed about it was that was happening. I was like, bing, like my ADHD, like, keyed into the fact that this is unusual. Well, this is very often.
You know the Raven girl that was in there?
Yeah.
She's a Bollywood star.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. She is a Bollywood
she's smart.
star.
She's fun. I like listening to her too.
Yeah, she does like probably their equivalent to like daytime drama. She's done a couple movies, but yeah, she's got like over 1 million followers on Insta.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Mhm.
John, what's your thought process behind why you copy house names and people's names?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Because I'm trying to point out the conditioning of Mojo or Roger Mayhem, because that's not a real person. So I'm trying to break and dehypnotize and decondition people by having some alternative spaces for people to reflect on why they're here, giving so much of themselves in conversation and communication.
Why people are here, like as in this house?
Clown House, yeah.
Well, this house too. Because he's duped in the month before.
Yeah, it's duped twice actually by him. Because Mojo asked that it be reported.
See, the thing is, somebody asked me, are you the parasite or the host? And I said,
That's a good question for you. That's a really good question for you. I wish I would have come up with that question for you. Because you're both. You're totally both.
It is fitting. I told him, I said, those are Kitovers.
See, this is a game, and a lot of people, I just wish they could view what I'm doing as a compliment to what they're doing. And if they were to run with it as they have ran in the past, we run pretty fast, pretty far together, and having all these extra brains in this room essentially creates a nexus of sorts in this political campaign, which needs money and needs action and movement and mass communication. So this app and In the Muff could be extremely vital in terms of managing this campaign, because imagine if chillism became like an actual politically organized room and somebody in there ran for Congress or mayor. Like they could potentially politically get together and really organize it, because having all these brains and all these fingers and all these cell phones, it's a massive brain. So that's really what you would hope to achieve in any political movement.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all nodes and nexuses. I mean, that's the whole breakdown of the government and the chain of command from the commander-in-chief down to the congressional, the senatorial, the judicial. Everything is like one huge, giant network. But I'm saying, in order to achieve a node in that network, having an app like this get organized and working together in a very intelligent way would be the ultimate goal of having a mass communication free telephone conference call app.
If that ever happened, it would also bring awareness to Clubhouse in a good way. It's largely unknown outside of people that use it. And it deserves to be known more than it is, I think. But at the same time, it needs to try harder to be less disgusting, if that's what it wants. You know what I mean? Like giving people the ability to be anonymous, in my opinion, is literally about creating more drama. And that seems the opposite direction that I'd be wanting to take it if I was in charge of it.
Well, what's interesting, being somebody who records, so there's so much content of me, which is clipped and curated, topical, versus the live stream footage that I've accrued. The live stream footage is so much data and so many videos and so many effing hours that if you were to look at it, you'd say, this is crazy. There's 7,000 live streams just in this one account alone. And it's all of Clown House, because I set it and I forget it. I'll come back in 2 hours, 3 hours. Some videos are 6 hours. Some videos are 24 hours. Some videos are 36 hours. So what I'm saying is there's just too much content, not enough substance.
Yeah, 100%. That is true, Ron. That's very true.
Somebody from Clubhouse digging for something.
Yep. Unless they're trying to find ammo.
Yeah. I need some receipts. receipts. Ro, what are you doing? There's slippers.
Hey, Slips.
Don't mod me. Everybody's blocked.
Don't mod me, everybody's blocked.
We won't get anyone in the room ever again if we want you.
You know, I've had a big fight with Adams over the past couple of weeks, really past couple of years. But Adams, at one point we had a truce. I'm just wondering, in the name of peace, stillness, and joy, can we form a peace and a truce today, right now? Can I apologize?
Look at my profile, John. You know, out of anybody, it's probably the most surprising that John didn't make the block list.
Wow. Good on you.
Good on you, John. Don't mod me.
I mean, John might be obnoxiously annoying sometimes, but he's far from dangerous. Blocklist is for dangerous people, in my opinion.
Goo, the little troll that runs around here sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he literally went through and blocked every conservative clubhouse, and every time any of them tried to open the room, he immediately put it on stage so nobody can get in.
That's such a good idea.
So fucking obnoxious.
It's hysterical.
And for the longest time, people couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. Like, nobody was going to the rooms. Every conservative in Clubhouse. Black. People silly. How you doing, Ro? Oh, he's playing Monica right now. I'm glad you came up.
Yeah, sometimes I want to be here on the stage, but I don't really want to talk or anything, so I feel like that's a good way to do it. Just thumbs up. Recognize it. There you go.
Good. I'm glad things are good. I know, Mike. That's like why I land in rooms like Talking Apes, because it's like, well, I mean, I want to be in a room, I want to be around people, but I'm just not, you know.
That's why, I mean, until recently, I was almost never modded anywhere, and I don't mind being modded, but it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, it matters to me when I appreciate the people doing it. Like, appreciate it as a courtesy or whatever. It's nice, but at the same time, I would never change because of it. It doesn't matter because I don't have the mind frame that feels like I value it very much. You know, it's nice to be able to say something and kind of have creative control when it's needed. You know, like that little default of creative control is helpful, provided the mod is acting appropriately at all times or whatever. I think it's helpful to have it, but for the room's sake. But at the same time, like we were talking, I think it was in the room yesterday when I was talking about how some people change when they have it, some people change when they don't. Like, I mean, if anything, I probably talk more when I have it, but I don't change it, and I don't change. But if I don't have it, I usually just sit in the audience and I'll talk to all, or I say in the comments.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Like, Ryan gets modded everywhere because he is an active mod. You know what I mean? Like, I don't consider myself an active mod who generates good conversations for content purposes. Like, he's like kind of a leader in that sense.
It's too much responsibility. I have no problem leading in a lot of spaces, but it's, and especially with our group of people that we roll with on this app, they like to have these marathon rooms. Like, to me, 2-3 hours, get me through my afternoon commute or my morning commute, and then shut down the room. That's why I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Punchbowl on Twitter. Oh my God, it's amazing. So Margot used to be on the app, and I still talk to her every once in a while when they open up a night room and I go onto their stage. But she got tired of the drama over here, and they have a whole punch bowl conservative, Twitter where there's like 300-400 people. Every single morning, they have, great music, like they have great topics, they have great guest speakers, and most importantly, there's no drama.
Fucking middle.
But wait.
And I was in the fucking middle of answering your question. Can you be patient for the answer?
Before you answer my question, man,
Can you be patient for the answer? You have asked the question. May I respond to it?
I'm actually very patient with you guys for the last 2 days. I don't know what's happening.
May I respond to the question that you asked?
Okay, wait, guys. Okay, Abu, 10 seconds, get off your chest, and then go. Here.
Well,
you guys are fucking wasting time.
Caleb, what do you think?
Answer. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute.
You ran away.
Abu Balamania came out.
والله ما عم بتمنى كده يا أخي. I was actually.
These people are making me sick, guys. Wallahi, listen, these people are making me so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Even like it.
Wait,
bro, listen.
Wait, bro.
Okay, brother. You were talking more than me, but okay. Hold on.
Guys, hold on, man. I could barely hear Abu. Abu, finish off.
Yeah, Shape, I know. Actually, for once, I was literally engaging with them. And as general, before you guys joined, I was actually having a conversation.
I'm very skeptical of. I can hear the maniac in your voice.
No, there's no maniac because you actually cannot have a conversation with them because they always beat around the bush and they don't give you a straight answer, and it's never a good one. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Rondo. Yes, go ahead. Yalla, give us your.
I'm gonna say what. Not gonna go. I was being bro. What I wanted to say was, bro, these people, these guys, bro, they making me sick. I met Israelis, bro. I literally met an Israeli guy, bro. Literally, I met so many Israeli people that work at Detroit. Each time I meet one of them, the first thing that comes to my mind is Gaza and seeing those kids. And bro, should I call this guy, say, fuck you, piece of shit, Israeli, be Palestine, or just be professional because I don't want to lose my job, right? Because this is how I make my bread. In order for me to make my bread, I gotta work. I see Caleb, bro. What's he called? That other guy named Nathan, the Canadian or whatever. They won't even call it a genocide, bro, but they will bring up something that happened 80 years ago, over and over again, and try to force you to accept it, and if you don't accept it, they'll go crazy on you, bro.
But then Shape, the actual question that was asked, where as a kind of cooked him, is that who's the reason behind the increase in anti-Semitism and Jewish hate on the outside? And he'll give you a whole bunch of answers, but he wouldn't say the actual answer. He wouldn't say it.
Yeah, but can I just say something to your point, Jose? This is a conversation I've had, and I've actually looked up the stats. So yeah, there has been an increase in anti-Semitism, but it's nothing compared to the levels of anti-Black hate crimes that are significantly higher in the States, and then it's Islamophobia, which has skyrocketed, and then I believe there's South Asian hate, and the anti-Semitism is somewhere in the 4th or 5th. But yet they like to make it about themselves. That this is what's happening to us. It's the highest level, it's never been this high. And I agree. When you conflate and you bring together Judaism and ethnicity together, you're literally now saying Jewish people are this when you can't separate it. It is the state of Israel who's doing what it's doing in the name of Jewish people. Anti-Semitism, blame it on fucking Israel and all the heinous things that it's doing.
But you heard him,
that's not gonna happen.
He wouldn't say that. He would say anything, but he wouldn't blame state of Israel for all this. He's a freak.
And then to deny the stats.
They deny everything, bro. It's unbelievable.
Ace, I don't see any Islamophobia. I see Islamahate.
Islamahate. The phobia is a really bad term. It should be, phobia means fear. I think it's a stupid term. It should be Islamahate. Severe hate.
I really was hoping I would see a Torah showdown.
Will there be a Torah showdown? Hold on. Listen, Chief. This is a so-called rabbi who is questioning someone else's Jewishness because
He got him all.
he got cooked in an argument by Eze. So now he's questioning how Jewish she is. And he's a rabbi. Disgusting.
Yeah. Every time he was like telling the girl, he never lived in the shoes of a Jew.
I blame Abu for the whole situation. The guy was sitting there stuck in the fight.
I had to come off of you for that one. You didn't want to ask. I'm not saying it was negative. They found anything negative, but it's a lot of weird motherfuckers on it.
Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are. It's, I don't know. Shitty people just gonna be shitty, I suppose. Was Pepe's room too boring for you, John?
No, I went to Amir's room where Caleb had a crash out, and then they laughed at him and made fun of Jews and Zionists and said how much they hate the Jews and hate the Zionists and all kinds of other ridiculous lies. Then I clipped it, put it on.
Oh, he has a room? That's interesting.
I'll put the link in the chat.
Who, Pepe? Flippers, were you talking about Pepe?
Yeah.
Yeah, airing out your dirty laundry.
Oh, well, good for him. I hope he spends the next several hours making another account.
Sounds like he bleached his tidy whities and now he's got him on the line. I sometimes like to play with my food too, Ro, believe it or not.
See, your problem is you can't tell the difference between food.
Did the Clubhouse audio glitch get you?
Such a shame.
What was he saying?
I don't know. The Clubhouse audio glitch got him. He
See,
can't say anything now.
This is what happens when you're censored.
Uh-oh.
You can't
Yeah,
have the
they
thought.
got him now.
You can't have the thought because they stop you before you can have the full thought.
What full thought?
Only you, John. Only you.
Oh my goodness.
Well, my dear moderators, since no one's saying anything, I'd be happy to read another poem.
No ways. Are you doing that? It's so mean. Don't do that.
Clubhouse. I swear it is a Clubhouse glitch. That's hilarious. No, I know. I know.
No, John, he's doing it to himself and making it look like someone's doing it to him.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Because usually it's much faster than that. Like you get one or two words out and boop, you're gone. He was going to tell me the secrets of the world too.
So what is Pepe's wrong?
It's airing out your dirty laundry or something like that in the hallway. 2 doors down to the left.
Well,
You'll like it. Sounds like you're kind of crash and burning, son. You were you were like so peppy and drunk earlier. And like, you sound like you're going to fall asleep now.
I'm not going to fall asleep by 8. I'm sober now.
Okay.
I no longer want to eat your butt.
Thank you. Thank you.
I apologize for saying that to you.
You are forgiven.
Psych.
Oh my God.
It just went from
Go to bed. Go to fucking bed. Baby, would you put him in bed already?
The vocalization said everything.
I don't put him in bed. In my house.
He's like 12. Did you hear him say psych to me? Like, I haven't heard that since my boys were 12. Psych.
How old are you?
Old enough to have 7 grandbabies.
For real?
Oh, real.
You look really young.
I'm 50.
Have you socialized with him? Yes. Yes. Have you ever socialized?
They can say no, and then what? You don't gain or lose anything. You're same place. I remember
at the age of 50.
Right?
You had your kids when you were, what, 20, maybe?
Yeah. We started young. That photo was not taken in 1971.
Like 3?
Yeah, straight out of the Symbionese Liberation Army. Serendipity.
I had 5. And yeah, we started right away. I got married at 19.
That's one thing I wish I did. I started when I was 30. I only got 1, but I always wish I started younger.
It's good. Yeah, I kind of do too. It's good both ways, but we had it when we were 33. Yeah.
I mean, we have this wild plan that let's just go ahead and start having our kids now while we're broke and struggle with the kids and all grow up together. And then by the time we get them out of the house, we'll be in a position to go and enjoy the world and enjoy each other and, yada, 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 yada. And then he goes and dies. What?
Answer my question.
When did he pass away? What did he pass away from?
He passed away 4 years ago, an asthma attack in the middle of the night.
How random is that? Oh my God.
Yeah, I found him on the nebulizer the next morning. So, yeah.
It's not prone.
This is very random and unexpected.
Was it because of COVID 4 years ago?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no. It was just, he did not have COVID. The medical examiner, at that point in time, they were checking everybody for COVID anyway, but no, he didn't have COVID. He just, he had always occasionally randomly struggled with asthma. I don't know.
Well, take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds.
That's right.
Let it go and say, I am serenity now.
I had to be quiet though, I don't want Jarl coming in here talking about me trying to play the white woman victim.
Well, it's the happy hour, and it's always 2-for-1 drink specials. Oh, hey, Mother. Mother, you were very fierce today.
What?
You really defended yourself quite a bit today. Wow, you didn't put up with any bullshit on this app. I heard you.
Wait, what did I say? Did I forget it?
You defended yourself, very aggressively.
Yeah, Mama ain't raised no bitch, but I don't know what we're talking about. This happened so frequent.
Oh, you have to check out my YouTube.
I'll just take the compliment. I mean, it does.
No, your mama did raise a bitch. She raised a bad bitch.
Yeah, but what argument in particular are we referencing? Because I can't even.
I don't even know. John, what argument are you referencing?
Yeah, you were in Anson's room and you were fighting back. You're like, we don't need no fucking military officers telling us what we need to know. We already know what we need to know. And you were really pushing back against the military-industrial complex and all those white officer soldiers, mother.
No, that wasn't me. I wasn't in that room. You have me.
Yeah, I got you on recording. You were vigorously defending your position.
So against but I said that I was fine with the military being out in most cities because of my personal experience. Like most countries that I've lived in outside of the U.S. have had military supporting the local officers. It's not really a big deal to me. So that's why I'm like, you're probably confused because that's always been my position. So it sounds like counter to my position. So
You'd have to hear the clip. You want to hear the clip, mother?
Have you ever argued with Anson? Hey, John. Anson? Oh, you mean yesterday? Oh, Anson's an 80-year-old former submarine captain. So you're talking about when I said that about the most U.S. recruits to the military being idiots? That's what we were arguing about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't about the military. Yeah, that was about him saying they were all like low IQ.
You misrepresented the entire argument, John. I had no idea what you were talking about, but now I understand.
I didn't either, Mother. I was like, well, that wasn't the argument we had the other day, so I didn't even assume he was talking about that.
Exactly. I was like, let's see, what are you talking about?
John looks like a magician. He has like a magician mustache and all.
He is.
I'm also a hypnotist. I'm not just a magician. I'm a powerful hypnotist.
He looks like a magician with that mustache and all.
Son, I am
a good magician. John would be a very good magician because he's completely full of shit.
I'm a powerful hypnotist, son.
Damn, that was vicious, Mike.
I'm willing.
Mike is taking advantage of the opportunity that we're engaging with John. This is years of pent-up frustration coming out.
I don't know why I like John. I've liked John for a very long time, and I don't know why, and I'm embarrassed to admit it. But it's his beautiful curly hair. This is what it is.
Well, the first time I met Mike, we read poetry for like an hour.
We did. I remember that, yeah. And you got me reading Marcus Aurelius, which I really appreciate, actually. I really like most everything of his.
Well, looky there. Winning friends and influencing people.
Sound like y'all fell in love.
Well, in the muff, technically for, some people, when they get inside of the muff, if it's moist enough, while they're inside the muff, someone might ask them, what is your secret recipe?
John, your nose doesn't like that word.
It's in the room title.
Moist is not in the room title. Moist.
I'm sorry, no.
Muff implies moist though, like it goes in and in.
Don't say that word.
The muffins aren't good if they're not moist, actually.
Exactly. We want to drown
Yeah, nobody likes a dry muffin.
You can form a good organization with this little shower and working out. I don't want to be on a dance over here. I got sleep.
No, listen, nobody likes a dry muffin.
Especially when a 50-year-old dry muffin.
Right?
So I have a question for you guys.
All right.
So I'm trying to plan where I want to go for year-end vacation. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do 3 weeks in Brazil or if I want to do a week in Spain and then a week in Morocco and then a week in France.
Hey, Mother, hold on. Were you uncomfortable that we were talking about muffins and now you want to switch conversation to trip? That's what I think.
I like the one we divided up.
But I'm glad you did.
Because vaginas make me uncomfortable. Well, it's kind of gross.
You actually came out of one, Mother, whether you like it or not. You came out of one.
Stop reminding me of my traumatic history, okay, Tequila? Please.
and therapy for that.
Those are your roots. That's your foundation, sir.
You know, someone.
No, I was gonna say, if I was gonna do the 3 weeks in Brazil, I might do a week and a half in Argentina and then the other week and a half in Brazil.
You know, Mother, the other week when I was at the bar, somebody said, "Are you a faggot?" And I said, "If I was a faggot, I would be upset at what you just said."
I mean, if you were talking about this, I would think you were a faggot.
So Sean just put in the chat that Android users cannot speak right now.
Yeah.
Well, look at God. Finally, fuck, it took 4 years. Classes, I'm at its best.
It's just, I think, the version of your phone or something. But this Android that I'm using, this is a Motorola that works. But you're right, my Android Mojo doesn't work.
Well, there you go.
So, John, are you going to get offended if I share this with you?
Go ahead, Mother.
Okay. Are you streaming on YouTube?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll do this when you're not streaming.
No, now would be the best time.
You'll never do it because he's always streaming.
Yeah, the now is all important.
Okay, so one day you came in here with your John Kitover PTR with the hat, and I was like, oh man, that old guy's kind of cute. Who is that? And then when I found out it was Edmund, I almost physically threw up in my mouth. Like gag.
Is it like a monthly thing where some guy makes you like almost throw up in your throat and make you gag? Like, does that happen to you monthly, weekly, yearly? How often?
No, like every couple days.
Well, I've heard amongst gay men on this app that, you know, they've got like jaw injuries from being gay.
Okay, you're sucking way too much dick if you have a jaw injury, or you're doing something that is like enormous, which most people know. Like, I don't know. Some guys have a thing for that. If your dick is plus after a certain size, that's not going anywhere near me. I don't want anything more than 6-7 inches near me. Like, goodbye.
We're gonna go back to talking about moist muffins.
No, I want to talk about that.
Well,
Mother, I can always fold mine in half for you.
Thank you. At least Mike is respectful. You know, like, I have to use his mouth for other things.
You know,
that tie down there is my Android account. It's working. It's actually working.
Well, if anybody wants to try some moist Irish soda bread, link is in the chat. I figured out the secret for moist Irish soda bread.
God, you're gonna make her go away, and I love her. Don't do that.
I'm just saying, link is in the chat to the most delicious recipe you've ever seen for Irish soda bread.
John, go shave.
He said his Android was working.
I'm on a Motorola, but whatever. Who cares? You know what? When I couldn't speak, I was like, you know what? This is the best thing that could have ever happened.
Clubhouse needs to get rid of those hall previews. It's screwing everything up.
Well, you know what is screwing everything up for a lot of people is their big fat mouths. And you know, you see that fish on that wall there? You know how it got there? It opened its mouth.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Kim, are you there?
Thanks.
Okay. Could you speak with your Android? Did you actually talk through the Android phone?
I think I did.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you guys heard me though. Because I was speaking to this one, then I switched to that one. I said something there. I don't think it worked.
Okay. Because I heard you say at one point, my Android is working, but I thought you were.
Yeah, I was sitting on this account, so yes, it was.
Okay.
I got time. I'm not as good as John as using multiple phones. I got a little twisted.
Yeah, all my accounts are pretty much shadow banned now on YouTube, so it's like I'm getting very little views. But surprisingly, late at night, when I think an international audience comes on, my YouTube can get flooded with thousands and thousands of views. So I've just been setting it and forgetting it.
I think they're showing your stuff in Chinese prisons.
Well, I hope one day, Joe, you can maybe go get to visit a Chinese prison, project however you want.
Oh, dear Monica, where you been?
I have a Tuesday evening engagement every week.
Gotcha.
And then I went to go visit Chilla, so they screaming over there. It's much nicer here.
Monica, I know Mojo's not here to tell you how beautiful you smell tonight, but you look beautiful, Monica.
You think so? I think I need my nails clipped in my PTR, but okay.
Oh, look at Prince down there. He's all tucked in, looking professional like a pro-terrorist.
Are we searching for a topic that we're commenting on people?
We're talking about what it's like to live in a moist place.
Like Indiana, the land of sweaty corn?
Wherever. Is that in the muff?
Monica, he won't quit saying the M word, and Serendipity's going, wait, it's in the rules not to say the N word.
No, muff.
Sorry. M and Mike. Sorry.
As in waste.
That doesn't help things that you said it.
That disgusting word.
Well, if you'd like, I can read you a poem from inside the muff.
No.
That was quick. That was a quick no.
We talked about our favorite genres of music this morning, and I got criticized for an inferior poll, and then no one put up the new poll with the corrections. And we could talk about our favorite songs.
Yeah, Monica, what is your go-to karaoke song?
I said Don't Be a Buttercup, but I like Moni Moni, and I like Brown Eyed Girl.
You didn't even include rock as one of your options. I don't know that you're the authority to be discussing music genres.
I asked someone else to start a new poll after I screenshotted and took down the one that had Tom McDonald.
Oh my goodness.
I don't mean to brag, but I'm gonna. I have a knack for making polls, and it should be recognized my skills at surveys.
Wow. You're great at rising polls.
Making polls or dancing at polls?
Raising polls,
No,
creating
John.
polls. She's a poll creator.
John's the pole dancer.
Listen, in the muff, a poll and the muff are perfectly created for one another.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, is this late night in the muff and I got the time wrong? Because I thought we were still on happy hour. But if it's late night in the muff, I'm going to say goodnight and y'all have a good time.
No, remember, this is the quiet chill room.
Call happy hour, Monica. Grow up. Grow up a little bit. It's okay. No one's going to touch you.
No, that's not true. I've unfortunately been touched in the muff before, and I did not enjoy it, and people need to hands off Monica in the muff. No touchy Monica in the muff. Just saying.
You do not have her consent.
I paid for consent.
I'm not Trump said girls just let you do it.
Right, you can just grab them.
Wasn't he famous?
No, it was they'll let you. When you're rich and famous, they'll let you.
Yeah.
Some women will.
young
Yeah,
women will.
the problem is none of us are rich and famous.
That's right.
No,
So,
don't
so,
you know?
thanks for confirming if you are rich, you can just grab them by the month. Okay, good.
Well, if the
I
candidate
don't think that's
congressman,
funny because even if I was rich and I was sort of perverted, I don't know what it would mean to grab a girl at her vagina. Like, that's a really weird place to just grab somebody. Like, it's so bizarre. It's just, that was weird.
If you listen to the quote, it starts with kissing.
well, sometimes the muff gets grabbed, and it's all just about a question of how you grab the muff.
I don't know how you do it. Like, facing front and awkwardly reaching or, like, reaching around from back. Like, I don't even get how that would happen pretty much ever. Seems odd.
Well, you should have some experience.
Can come from describing how to do this.
Well, especially someone you don't know.
Well, you need, first of all,
in public, like, what's the point of grabbing a woman? Like, that is just weird as fuck.
It is weird. It really, if you really think of it happening in public to somebody you don't know, it's very fucking weird.
Yeah,
rich or not, it's weird.
That's unacceptable. I don't give a fuck. That's unacceptable.
well, I have seen muffs get grabbed on the train, in the nightclub, even in the church. I've seen muffs get grabbed just about everywhere.
You got to watch the people you hang around, John.
I've seen muffs just get grabbed just about everywhere.
Well, it seems he has a lot of direct experience.
Well,
why are you always catching these people? Like,
Joe, do you,
what are you watching to catch all this muff grab?
Joe, do you like ranch on your pizza?
Never tried it.
And you call yourself a pizza professional?
Actually, I don't. Other people do, but I don't.
Well, you got to try dipping your cheese pizza in some ranch one night. It's really delicious. It's very moist. A lot of fat. It's the fat that satisfies in the muff.
No, I do
That might be a Chicago thing, John, the ranch on the pizza. That might be. If nobody else saying nothing, that might be a Chicago thing.
It's definitely a Midwest thing. I do like hot honey on pizza. That is very good.
Oh, yeah. Chicken, hot honey, jardinera. Oh, that's how you get to the muff. Well, at some point, I'd like to read another poem to all you beautiful people in the muff.
Okay, hold on a minute. Oh, did the mute button get you again?
No, bitch. I muted myself.
I did not mute him. I did not mute him. I absolutely did not mute him. Oh, boy. Damn, Pepe.
Thankfully, his room is not popping up for me in the hallway at all.
I guess he's in there trashing every conservative clubhouse woman known to mankind. Oh, no.
I thought Pepe was banned in the room.
Yes, he keeps... Yep, he's back again.
He got another house or the same house?
No, his house is gone. He's got like a public room. But yeah.
So he went from a house to a trailer?
Uh-huh. A mobile trailer.
Yeah, I think he went from his mobile trailer to a car or a van down by the river.
Maybe. Like, don't you have anything better to do? Women get razzled by that shit. Like, just cut it out.
Central Park. We are so
Reading. Oh, I am sure I agree with you. It's not reading.
Edie, there, you away from your phone.
I'm here.
Grab him by the mouth. Who did that?
Wait, people think audio books are counted.
Oh, I love you, John.
Uh-huh.
Damn, man. No, they live like that before.
It's terrifying most Americans. Like I'm
Hello, it's William Wallace.
Everybody look at William Wallace.
That's right. Sending William some love down in the goose.
I was watching John Kitover's YouTube live. And then William appeared. Hi, William.
Wait, you were watching this room?
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the chat. If you go to...
Oh, thank you, John.
It was just funny hearing the voices coming back, and I'm not quite sure what John's doing, but okay.
Joseph. I remember you from Anson's room yesterday. Oh no, Joseph, are you on an Android? We can't hear you. Sometimes it's just a Clubhouse glitch and you can leave and come back and then it will work. But I heard that Android users are having this issue right now. Try the leaving, like exiting Clubhouse and then coming back into the room and see if that works. If not, like I said, there is apparently a known Android issue. Oh, yeah. Are you on an Android? Yeah. I guess they've all been having issues with it all day long. We actually had somebody else Sean. Sean's chat warrioring up right now too because he can't talk either.
It's so good that Sean can't talk. No, be quiet.
Not too much on Sean.
Shut the hell up, Sean.
You see what he's doing there, Sean?
He gave a shit about it, but talk shit in the chat.
You know, you could sit here and just say whatever you wanted to, and he couldn't say a word. I know if Kitover got stuck in that situation, I know exactly what I'd say to him to get him all kinds of triggered. I would just be like, John, if I asked you not to stream, would you accommodate me? And he'd lose his mind.
it is what it is, right? People have their, like what you do. You give everybody the same kind of energy. You can sit up here and you talk crazy to everybody, right? Which I can respect.
Not everybody.
Right?
So like.
Well, you know what I mean. Like everybody's, like every race, every particular individual.
Sure, but I like it's like. But if you've ever caught on to me, like I do, it's very specific. If I really go out of my way to like really make fun of people like I did tonight, it's just personally they did something that I don't like them. But when it comes to even how I will purposely like avoid cussing even in the presence of certain people, just because I know those people that really bothers them. So I will troll and give shit to specific people. But I have to find like where that line is for different people. So I usually, I don't just go off on anybody.
No doubt. I'm just sitting up. The only reason why I came up here was to sit up here and let you know that, look, there's a certain reason why certain people like that, like Abby, like Monica, like certain other people that. There's a reason why a lot of people have issues with these characters, El Normo, so on and so forth.
What is? I mean, I can see with El Normo because I think he like kind of likes. He has fun doing his debating, and he does have, I would say, annoying debate tactics. But what has Abby said? That's like, she stands up for Israel. I get that, but most of the conversations I've had with her have been more like her. Like work, she basically trying to. I don't want to say too much. Trying to look out for the safety of Jewish Americans, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that specifically. That's not the issue. It's just the issue is, I just don't understand how someone can play victim when they try to. And I'll just, keep it. I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to sit up here and go on a diatribe, but I just don't like how someone can sit up here and play victim while they themselves is actively taking advantage of certain people, and I'll just put it that way, especially when, I'm related to a specific group of people they're taking advantage of. So that's all I'm saying. So with that being said, do you have anything to say about, let's say, somebody like Monica? Any negative things to say about that?
Well, she's not here to defend herself. But I mean, I know I'm saying things about, because it's my room and I'm deliberately doing it. But I would say with Monica, I think she knows how to walk a line in order for there to be like enough plausible deniability that she's not being, I don't know, racist, I guess you can say. I think she knows what she's doing. And it irritates a lot of people. A lot of people will say, well, either just come around the fence with it and say what you really mean, or, I don't know, why would she constantly bring up, like, the topics she would bring up?
But you understand why she's despised by a lot of people on this app, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, for that reason. She hits on a lot of... especially like with black people, she kind of like with a lot of those topics, she would say she walked the line, whether or not she was just like masking being racist or not. And I think, and I understand, because even I still get those that impression of her.
I mean, it's cool to be a racist to me, as long as you own it. That's another piece of shit, morbidly obese, 350-pound, scumbag that'll sit up here and throw rocks and then hide her hands, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like,
Well, she's taken some shots at me recently, so but let's not talk about her anymore.
Yeah, not a problem.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna drop down, but I was just giving you a couple candidates for people that you can blast if that's
Well, I do think, there's two groups on this app that definitely, I'll just say it, the Zionists and the pro-Palestine side, that you guys really don't like each other very much, and I don't. I mean, I understand why you guys don't like each other, but it's not really like my. It's not something I feel super personal about. Like I don't feel like it's attacking my identity.
Oh yeah, no. I was just sitting up here saying, I thought you might have to run in with that person because that person claims to be so-called conservative, but
what makes you think she isn't? I've talked to her. She's definitely conservative.
I mean, look, mind you, I really don't play the political party game of conservative or liberal or whatever, moderate or whatever. But based off of the way she looks, all right, she looked like the one that leans left. Not saying that she wears blue hair, but she physically look like.
I'll say this: she does like she definitely. Since I've always been more right wing, and in fact, she's somebody who I'd say is like the target of lefties on this app, and has been, and she's been fighting with them all the time in certain rooms, and like even yesterday, do you know who Tira, the attorney, is?
Yeah, I've seen her in the room before.
And she's like a pretty sharp woman, right? So is Abby, and she was definitely wasn't. I guess that one wasn't too. That was more about the Constitution and like the law, but it wasn't really left versus right. But maybe that was a bad example. Yeah, I don't quite see that part. I mean, she could be to the right of me, even. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've seen her in rooms multiple times going at it with people who would lean right, like Brad. Like other people. I mean, I know you have an issue with Brad, or I don't know. I'm not paying that much of attention. Huh?
I think she gets along with Brad as far as I know.
Oh, hell no.
I'm serious.
No, I don't know about that. But no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, she's a character on here that, although she claims to be conservative, so-called, she has run-ins with a lot of different people that are so-called conservative or right-wing. I've seen him talk real bad about that broad, directly. So I'm just saying that I've seen other right-wingers on here talk crazy to her because, at the end of the day, she fakes the fun, So
I don't. I've not seen this happen. That's why I'm trying. I don't even know who it would be. I mean, I would have to ask Brad. I'm not familiar with any of this happening.
No doubt. I'll drop down. I was just giving you some candidates.
No worries. So yeah. As far as I know, I was talking about some of the sluts that are on the right wing. Holy shit! Now I'm trying to think what I was talking about. Yeah, I was putting headshots on people because I'm bored, and this account will probably get clipped. I see all of the oh, we got resistance up here. This should be interesting. I saw a picture of you, resistance. The beard and all.
Yes, I'm the biggest threat to the Zionists.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Because
you look like you could eat all the food aid.
I also look like I could beat the shit out of Christians and Jews with impunity too.
Really? But didn't you get arrested for it?
I got acquitted also.
Oh. Why do you want to beat up Christians?
Because you got piece of shits like Marco Rubio who stayed the Palestinian children who got bombed by American bombs, can't come over here and get treated.
So you're gonna take a shot at La Raza, your fellow hombres, because they support Israel?
He's not my hombre. He's a white boy.
Is he? Wow.
Yes. He's a white American. Nothing Cuban about that cocksucker.
Oh, his family's not Cuban?
If that's what they want to so-called identify, they look like white Americans' ideology to me.
Amazing. What is your plan to destroy the Zionists?
People. Well, our plans to destroy the Zionists is that once Bibi Netanyahu gets thrown in the Hague or gets killed, either or, preferably, hopefully he gets assassinated. But after that, we have to dismantle the Israeli government, the far right. They all got to get imprisoned.
Amazing. Who's going to imprison them?
The Jews, the Israelis.
Oh, so the Jews are going to lock up their fellow compatriots too?
Well, they're not their fellow patriots. They're the ones harming their country. They can't be patriots if they're bringing death and destruction to Israel.
So on October 7th, should they have just said, "Oh no, this is like, yeah, guys, just keep on doing what you're doing. Yep, go ahead, just kill people."
They let them kill people.
Oh.
Why did it take them 6 hours to get to the border?
Amazing.
Israel literally allowed Hamas to go in there and kill innocent people just so they could try to steal land.
So on a scale from 1 to 10, how much did Israel deserve what happened on October 7th?
1,000.
Amazing. 10 times over the top.
Yeah. They deserved it. They deserved the attack. You're not talking about the guerrilla tactics though, right? You're talking about just the attack itself.
Yeah, just everything they did, just like in totality.
Well, no, see, that now you're asking a different question now. No. See, the attack itself is feasible, it's respected, but some of the tactics that were used are not. Just like, when certain countries go to war, it could be a just war, but you have idiots within the army or within the government that do terrorist or they do inhumane acts.
Okay. What do you think about synagogues? Should those be allowed to exist? Are you cool with the Jews, or you just don't like Zionists?
Yeah, no, I don't. I hate the Zionists, okay. But the Jews are fine. I hate the Israelis and the Jews and the Zionist Jews.
Okay.
You do know there was thousands of Jewish people living in with the Palestinians prior to the colonial settlement of 1948. So the Jews were fine with the Palestinians.
They weren't always fine.
They were fine. They were there fine for hundreds of years.
Interesting.
Nothing was happening to them prior to 48. Nothing at all. It was those Europeans that came.
There was a few massacres, I mean, there's some fighting from both sides. I mean, I remember reading about that a little bit.
Yeah, because of European mass migration into the land and them trying to settle and take land. That's how the fighting started. Prior to that, everything was fine.
So if there was like an invading army going into Israel, would you join the fight against the evil Zios?
Yeah, of course. The Muslims versus the Zionists, we're supposed to invade them and take them out. They brought corruption to the Holy Land. They brought corruption to Jerusalem and Bethlehem and all these historical beautiful places. They made that shit into Sodom and Gomorrah.
I have to push back because I do think if there's going to be like anybody I think Christians should be the ones that would rule over it.
Well, I don't think that would be logical, especially when we once again took out the Christian supremacy. And,
that's why we're going to take it. And so you guys ended up conquering, and so I think the Christians need to reconquer.
Yeah, because conquered justly, though, because Christians were committing atrocities. You know that. The Crusades, they were wicked people. The Christians were persecuting other Christians, enslaving them, robbing them.
I'm sure, like, you know, with the resistance movements, like are you Dominican or Puerto Rican or both?
I am Caribbean. Yes.
Narrows it down. Well, I mean, you know, the Reconquista of, you know.
Nah, I'm not we're not from the white part, though. We're the indigenous. We're not the Portuguese.
I saw your picture. You know, you actually could pass as like a Pakistani. I saw your picture. I was like, oh, you have a big full beard too.
Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
Amazing.
So, you know, when you take on the culture, you know, you resemble the people. But what are we going to do about the white supremacists in Israel, though? How are we going to... Yeah, you don't see how they raise their children?
I mean, more people are brown in Israel than white. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter what color your skin starts turning after a while because you're in the sun. Their ideology is white supremacy.
Relationship with Donald
I keep telling you, I don't really care about the skin too much because you do know they are white. They are Arabs that are also white supremacists. They are Africans that are white supremacists.
Well, I guess my question would be, when it comes to the white supremacists that like exist in Europe and America, like a lot of them, they don't allow Jews to become members, and they'll like have things like Israeli flag. You probably like these people a lot, actually, and they'll like use like an Israeli flag as a doormat, and you know they don't consider themselves like, when you say the word white supremacist, it's kind of like conflating it to who the term was originally applied to, which, you know, are not really.
Yeah, but it's different.
Really
When the white supremacist elite do deal with the Jews because they make a lot of money with them. You're talking about the redneck white supremacists, like, you know, the KKK, all the, you know, the barnyard. They hate Jews. We know that, but they ain't got no power. They ain't got no say so.
Well, the elites in America, for the most part, they were not very welcoming, especially in the past, of Jews. They wouldn't even let them live in even if they had money, they wouldn't let them live in the country. Yeah, but that's changed.
The evangelical Christians are aligned with them now, giving them billions of dollars and, you know, shielding them from prosecution of sex crimes and terrorism.
So are you, I didn't know you were part of that Palestinian news network.
Yeah, man, those are my brothers.
I mean, I do see the little guy that goes around and he like gets in people's faces, but I haven't seen you in any of those videos. So are you guys always ready? It looks like he's ready, willing to fight.
We're always ready for hand-to-hand combat, absolutely.
Well, here's what I would say about that. When you go across, like, especially people that are not, like, you can't always tell, but I mean, let's just say they're just like everyday Americans, you know, they're probably not Jewish. When you say, oh, do you support Palestine? And they just say, and they shrug their shoulders, I would say the last thing you want to do is be offensive to them if you're trying to win people, you know, to your side. And you definitely don't want to make them feel physically threatened, because then they're going to start associating pro-Palestinians with being, you know, violent and intimidating. And, you know, how would that work to convince people?
Well, we're not trying to convince people.
What's the ultimate goal then?
The ultimate goal is just to bring awareness that you white supremacists are not going to get away with this barbarism anymore.
Well, before you were a Muslim, would you have had a strong opinion, you think, on Palestine and Israel?
Probably not.
So just think about before you were a Muslim, then. Like, these people.
I can't do that because then I'll be a savage just like them.
How are they savage if they're just not invested in it?
Because that's our culture here in America. We live like animals. We like our sex, drugs, and rock and roll. We really don't care about people's feelings. We're very shrewd. That's American culture. Not really caring about other people and their feelings and their plights.
It's finally.
So I try not to think back on those days of ignorance.
Well, I would say most of us care about the plights of I actually care about the people in Palestine. I don't want to hear about innocent people dying or anything bad happening to them. I mean, I think most Americans are like that, but I think most Americans don't have like a strong sense of which side they should take.
Yeah, but your awareness of the situation over there is not really even because of the Muslim, it's because of the Christian Palestinians, because they're also being persecuted, and you have a connection to Christianity. So that's why you're also aware of it.
Doesn't rise. Videos, ties recommend.
Well, I would say, yeah, I do have gripes with how it's affected the Christian population. I would say it's obviously a lot different than what you see regarding the situation in Gaza.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that's what's brought your awareness probably more to the Palestinian issue, because you're like, wow, hold up, they're doing our people like this. Look at what they're doing to these people. On top of that, I mean, it's even more horrendous. So, like, that's why I said it's probably that reason why you put a little more attention to it. Like you said, besides your humanity, that you don't obviously want to just see people being treated like animals.
Well, I'll just be frank about this part. I think the one difference between Christians is that, at least if they're practicing Christians, like what happened, like on October 7th, we could not do that. Like our religion would, at least today, our religion today, that would be just so against our religion that.
Yeah, but you do have Christian senators here in America and other high representation of states and legality that say some of the most heinous and disgusting things, such as starve them to death.
Who said that?
The Republican Senator
Randy Fine.
Yeah, there you go. Randy,
he's a congressman, but Randy Fine's a Jew.
Yeah, but it's the whole point. He's still American, and you got people in our country to say these things that are part of the government. He's not the only one. There's tons of others, Christians, some Jews. They say these things openly.
I would say pretty much all around America, if you go to any Baptist church, they've brought up how Gaza needs to be wiped out because it's promised to the Jewish people and it fits into their apocalyptic prophecy.
Well, yeah, I'm not a evangelical Christian or a Baptist. I don't really agree with them on their end times prophecy stuff, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you resistance, how I will push back, and I'll say that Israel's justified to have a response after October 7th.
But that's technically not true, because once again, how can you be in a defensive posture at the same time as since 1948 always being on an offensive stand? It just wouldn't make sense. You're not really technically defending anything.
Well, I would say no. They were. So I would say it's kind of similar.
They created a condition to where their country, men and people, were attacked due to their apartheid and ethnic cleansing and their bombardment of another people. That's why that attack happened. It didn't just happen out of thin air like a terrorist attack. Like, oh, we just hate these people and we're going to attack them because we're sovereign, meaning the Palestinians, West Bank, Gaza, like meaning they were sovereign. They had their own, presidents, their own prime ministers, their own military. That's not the situation. It's a people literally being occupied. Mm-hmm. So therefore, you're on an offensive stand. You can't claim that you're doing defending your people. You're not. You're literally bringing harm to your people.
I don't know why people struggle so hard to understand this. Like, Israel is America Junior. They don't need a fucking reason to go into Palestine. They do it because they can. They are the dominant power in the region. Yes, Hamas was a provocation, but this country needed to be eradicated in the first place, right? Life is not fair. The world is not fair. We know the Israelis really don't give a fuck about, whether or not these people are starving to death. Hamas is a threat. They're also a threat to America and the West. and we need Israel to do this dirty work right now and take care of this, right? Like, I think we need to stop beating around the bush. Americans don't actually give a fuck about this. We massacred, 350,000 Iraqis, destroyed their entire country. We have been involved in over 100 fucking wars in the history of the United States. We have massacred, turned governments over across the entire fucking planet. Americans are not people who are kind or care about, diplomacy and the rule of law, blah, blah. That's horseshit, right? We go into countries, we do whatever the fuck we want, and Israel just learned from its daddy, America. Now Israel goes into countries and does whatever the fuck they want.
Well, I just want to say this resistance. I look at it a little bit differently when it comes to. So you brought up. So you're talking about the territory and all of that since 1948. But I look at it when it comes to like what happened on October 7th. So I look at it kind of more similarly to 9/11, where you had a group that ended up committing the terrorist attack, and then you had America responding and targeting that group, which is kind of what they're doing, or trying to do. And they also took hostages, which was obviously like, what do you think they're going to do?
That's absolutely wrong. The people who did 9/11 is not who America went after. They invaded two countries that had nothing to do with 9/11.
So Al Qaeda wasn't in. So you're telling me Al Qaeda wasn't in Afghanistan?
No.
And let's not forget the fact they killed 350,000 civilians in the process. So is what Israel really doing that much worse than what we did?
Neither.
No, it isn't, right? Israel still has many more thousands of people to kill before they reach America's stand.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of any country where if the attack was committed like on October 7th, where they wouldn't send their military after the group that did it.
But Israel didn't send their military. They ended up just carpet bombing the whole place. They're scared to send their military. They don't want to face Hamas and ground combat. They never have.
They do, but they end up walking into like human mousetraps. So they get their tanks blown up by like a $300 explosive device, and it blows up like a $4 million.
So that's what the issue is, Pep. Israel is incapable of fighting a ground invasion against Hamas.
But you're making it sound like it would just be a battle fought with small arms fire. But even when it comes to the controlled detonations on the ground or from above, they realize that those when they end up
you're a smart and logical guy.
They are booby trapping them, and so the only way to make sure there's no ordnance left is to literally.
But once again, you're smart and you're logical. You're telling me there will be more casualties if they just did a more ground invasion other than throwing bombs?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly, that's my whole point.
No, there'd be more casualties, I'd say, fighting at a ground level.
Impossible. Because the bombs, 3,000-pound bombs, blow everything up. If Israel, for example, in the beginning, if they would have told everyone, we're doing a ground invasion starting in the north of Gaza, everyone has to leave to evacuate. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people would have evacuated, and they would have never been in the way of the actual ground invasion of people.
But then why wouldn't they have
with bombs?
If that's the case,
flee anywhere.
Sure, but they did tell them before they bombed it. They told them to leave the north.
And now hold on, Pep. You know there's reports that when they told them to flee to these areas, these corridors, they bombed them. The same corridors they said to go through. There's massive reports about this.
I'm not too familiar with which.
I'll put them in a link if you need to see them. Absolutely, they did. There's massive reports of when Israel told people to go to these safe zones, they would bomb them.
They double tapped a hospital yesterday morning. Do you think that they were trying to clear explosives?
No.
Were they trying to clear explosives in the hospital?
I'm going to be honest. I don't quite know what happened there. I only saw like one tweet. I never even read it, but it's something about an open window. I don't know I can't even comment on it because I don't know what happened.
It was a camera.
You do know that there was something bad to happen, because why did the Prime Minister come out and apologize? What is he apologizing about?
Yeah, I mean, Could it be that they fucked up? Yeah.
They fucked up since the day the fucking the invasion happened. They fucked up.
If you had an employee that fucked up this much, wouldn't you like fire him, stop paying him?
Have they fucked up more than another like first world military would have?
We're not. I mean, are we comparing it to other atrocities?
Like, I mean, were we that much like even compared to let's say the United States, where we didn't like level fucking cities and towns, and there weren't like civilian casualties? I mean, I don't.
That's because the fight ain't happened here in America, but they did level towns and kill a lot of people in Iraq and Afghanistan.
That's what I'm saying. We're comparing, like, I want to compare a first world military to another first world military where they've been in a...
Well, for some reason, America just never fights other first class armies. They haven't in a long time since World War II.
And Israel's not fighting one either, so...
This is my point. All they do is terrorist acts against countries that they know can't fight them.
Well, I don't quite look at it. If somebody commits a terrorist attack, it's the responsibility of the military and the government to protect the citizens and to go after those that have caused harm and seek to cause harm to their citizens. So I don't see in any world where... I mean, basically what it sounds like you're asking for is that the just and right thing to have done after October 7th, because they ended up colonizing, however you would put it, the land, they should have just, lick their wounds and just, allow them to be invaded and taken over and leave.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm saying be some real men. And next time, take your military with all this moral army in the world and your special forces and your special intel that they say is the best in the world, and do a ground invasion. Don't be cowards and bomb indiscriminately hospitals, children's centers, mosques, churches. Like, come on, don't be that coward.
The special forces are they're like a fraction of the percent of any modern military. They just do very...
It doesn't matter. They're entering a small strip to Gaza. It's not their
So,
under the age of 18.
So let's do worst case scenario. Israel goes in, they massacre 2 million Palestinians, and now we have peace in the Middle East. Would that really be so?
There will never be peace in the Middle East because Israel's an expansionist colonial idea. They're not going to stop with just Gaza and the West Bank.
Resistance. Something to consider.
Yeah, exactly, because the resistance is too strong, but they've been trying for decades.
Israel is also
gave back territory. They gave back territory resistance.
They didn't give it. They left illegal occupation. Are you talking about the 67 war, like the Sinai?
Oh, glasses.
Yeah.
Plastics.
Oh, so they gave back land for a peace deal, which America pressured them to.
Blue, black,
so I mean,
tons of territory. Like, why?
Territory that don't belong to them, so they ain't giving nothing back. It's not there. It's a gift.
Then why are they expandtionists? What are they expanding?
They openly talk about annexing the West Bank. They want to take parts of Lebanon and Syria. They currently occupy a part of Syria called the Golan
Heights. How about the Sheba Farms and all of those places?
Yeah, they took but wait. The Golan Heights they took because in the 1967 war, there were rockets rained down upon them from Golan Heights, and it's a strategic, bad place for terrorists to rain rockets down on neighborhoods. So they took that over.
And they gave most of that region back too. Well, to them, the terrorists are the people who occupy those lands, which are the Israelis.
So here's another thing, right? So Israeli, they're genetically mostly white, right? Like, what if it's just part of their?
It depends on which majority of them aren't.
Silence peasant when I'm speaking. Okay, so the majority.
No, they're not.
Ancestry, right?
They're not. No, they're not mostly white.
It is part of their genetics to massacre people.
They're not.
No, they're not. Right? They are going to continue.
No, Mother, I'm not going to finish your point. You're wrong.
Mother, this is Mother.
Hello,
Mother.
Go on mute.
No, you stop for a second. You're saying something that's like, and this is really annoying when I hear people say that as a white person, having to hear people call them white. Yes, there's a.
Go on mute.
Stop. Less than, so if you're only talking about the Jewish population there, less than half of them are what you would, they have, I guess you could say, large share of European ancestry, but they are more than half of the Jews are actually people who never left the fucking Middle East, North Africa. But then you have, 20% of them are Arabs, in addition to the Jewish population. Like, it's a majority brown country.
Okay, are Arabs white? Yes. Are people that are Jewish people white? Are they north of the what is it called?
You have this like weird woke idea of Jewish people.
You're
fucking wrong about Jewish people.
No, you're not gonna
most of the Jews live in Israel.
This white man thinks he is, but the Jewish people are white.
No, you
and
just
they
hate
get
white people.
Right?
You're
Like every category, they fall into the white category, and they're mad. They're mad because they have always been white. They will
I
continue
just did the research. Just got
It's
and technically, the largest majority of people in Israel definitely are European descent. It says it right here.
They are majority white.
Majority of what?
The largest majority within Israel since its founding of 40 is European descent. It says it right here.
Sure.
So what I'm
yes,
saying
but
is
they're a minority.
Then you have the Masrahis. Then you have the
because of fucking right.
Sefrahi Jews.
Yes,
which are the Middle Eastern, the Africans, and the Asians.
Y'all
I get what you're saying, but you're not.
I'm correct.
Hold on.
And then you have the 20% Arabs.
Oh my God!
They're not minorities are not the.
All right, amazing. So they may be the largest ethnic group in Israel. However, when it comes to the Mizrahi and the Sephardi Jews, and then you have the Arabs, they outnumber the quote unquote European Jews. So they're
yeah, but you can't equate that to 20% of the Arabs. They're not Jewish, so you can't do that.
But Israel's so broader that it is fucking European resistance.
Like I don't know what you're like when I see most of these fucking Israelis like on TV or anywhere, I cannot tell them apart from a fucking Arab. I don't like this is so silly.
Some of them you can't. You ain't lying about that. And that's because they adapted the culture. Remember, they stole the look, the food. You know what I mean? So they start. When you're
which one stole the culture?
The European Jews.
Okay, but when they end up mixing, but wouldn't the majority of Jews are non-white? Well, and they stayed in the Middle East and North Africa. Wouldn't they be eating the same Middle Eastern shit that everybody else eats?
No, that's not true because a lot of them have different cultures, especially the African Jews.
They don't eat food similar to that of Algerians.
Somewhat, some of it, yes, but some of them,
they do.
Some of them,
of course they fucking
some of it, but some of them have also their African cultures of different kind of foods and languages.
I'm sure the Ethiopian Jews eat with their hands and a lot of lentils and beans and shit, just like
that's just the
Ethiopians.
custom of people of religious faith. That's why.
There's no such thing as an Israeli dish. Simplify. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. But I do want to point out that resistance, it's that actually the majority of Israelis are Mizrahi. But when you look at the leadership of Israel and all the founders of Zionism, they're all Ashkenazi. Majority.
Oh, yeah, we know that all their prime ministers, they're all a bunch of Europeans.
So it says right here, it says 80%, it says 47% of Israeli Jews are of Ashkenazi descent. Globally, 80% of the world's Jewish population is Ashkenazi. So the majority of the Jewish population is white-descended, Euro-descended whites, right? You can get triggered all you want, but the reality is these are white people with probably curly hair, right? So now back to my fucking statement. These people are terribly violent as white people, right?
You're not doing the math
white
right,
people,
Nicholas.
and they are learning to massacre people. It's through their genetic ancestry. They have picked this up from other Europeans, and they are just acting out according to their
amazing.
You just proved the point that less than 50% of that country is Ashkenazi.
Well, no, it's less than 50% of the Jews in that country are Ashkenazi. If I recall
That's
correctly.
amazing.
Yeah. And then the Jews are only 80%, then you have 20% that's Arab.
So it's like hilarious that you're trying to like turn Israel into this white country when in reality it's like probably mostly people that have like lived in that region for like thousands of years. Their
If you don't mind me asking, was LGBT in that land until the European Jews?
What is the story of the Sodom and Gomorrah?
47% is not a small minority. These people have been predominantly white this entire time. This whole notion that they're not white, even in Mizrahi, I would consider as white. If you are going to get triggered about that, they fall as white into my camp.
You just like retarded white people. I'm not saying.
I mean, if you wanted to like look at colorful quotes, even I think Netanyahu even said something about, was it the Golani Brigade or whatever? I guess they were mostly ethnically non-European Jews, and he made some like off-color comment. I don't know, like the 80s or something. It's like, oh, but they'll at least have smart white officers or something like that. I mean. I've heard that in decades past, they didn't, they did see each other as ethnically different, and maybe there's some little bit of.
They still do. There's still racism there. They still like that there. What do you mean?
I've heard today that's not really much of a thing.
No, it's like that. They even put the Ethiopian, the black colored Jews. They put them in the front lines and everything. They're not command. They don't no shots. You can ask some of the soldiers. They'll tell you.
This is the annoying part when you grew up like this large amount of people. Like when you talk about the Mizrahi Jews, if we're talking about the Libyans, the Iraqi Jews that are Mizrahi descendant and moved down there, those are fucking white people. If you're talking about the ones that came from Africa that are also descendants of Mizrahi Jews, those are obviously African people, right?
Do you think Iraqi Christians
African ancestry as part of their DNA at significantly larger quantities, but we group them all together, and now because some of them have some African, you were saying that the majority of them are African, and that is flawed. The majority of the Mizrahi people are still white.
No, the majority of them have ancestors that never stepped foot in Europe. They literally are not. When people say white, they mean European.
I'm aware that most of these are descended from the Middle Eastern. Northern Middle Eastern. Those are all white people to me. Arabs are white to me. So this is a fundamental difference of viewpoint of do Arabs qualify as white, yes or no? For me, these are all
amazing.
Yeah.
I would say that they're pretty brown, to be honest.
Arabs go from, there's some that are, I guess, white passing, but for the most part, nobody's, if you had to describe the person to like a 911 operator, you'd be like, what does he look like? Oh, Middle Eastern man, medium colored skin or some shit. And, probably bushy eyebrows or whatever the fuck. I don't know. They look different.
They start getting whiter, just quickly, they just start getting, like, they will get whiter in the Balkans and, like, in Turkmenistan and, like, that whole region. But, like, no, it kind of moves the further north you go. But, like, I wouldn't consider, like, Turkish people white, would you?
Yeah, I just came from Turkey, actually, and these people were shockingly very European-looking. Looking like pale skin, right? The entire fucking city of Istanbul was full of light-skinned fucking European people. Yes, I would consider them as white. If you ever travel to these countries, you will realize that a significant portion of these people are just as white as Europeans.
Turkey's very diverse. So you're missing out.
Also has a shit ton of European.
You asked me a question, I gave you an answer.
Well, but you're missing out on like thousands of years of cultural difference to like the Europeans versus like the Turks, the Ottoman Empire and everything to do with that. I mean, there's like people that would be closer aligned that would be black to the Ottoman Empire than the Turks would be to like modern Europeans. So you're missing out on many, many historical facts right now.
cultural differences doesn't make them any less white, brother. I don't know what tangent we're going on, but I don't know how this is even.
Well, it's not just. It's
We're
not
gonna
just
know by a black person.
It's not just about their. It's goddamn. It's not even. And part of the reason why I think it's useful when they say white, it's meaning European, is because they're outside of the borders of Europe. As you go into the Middle East, you start getting people that I would say phenotypically start looking a lot differently, but also they're culturally much different. The cuisine suddenly drastically changes. Of course, their religion drastically changes. Their language family, the Semitic languages that they speak, drastically different. And I guess when you use terms like, oh, they're just these white people. No, these are people that have been in the Middle East for centuries or thousands of years actually, and they haven't left. And they literally, that's why they were not eating bagels and like what the fuck, mothball soup or whatever. They were. Obviously a lot more similar to the other Middle Easterners.
Well, Pepe, like you could look at the Syrians, for example, and I would say the Syrians are like closer ethnically tied to Jerusalem versus Europe, because that's just the fact. That's their ethnic background. So it's like crazy that this person is like trying to make this point that it's what their skin color matters more than their ethnic background. It's like mind blowing to me.
You get offended at the concept that maybe Jewish people are white, and I think that's.
You can say some Jewish people are white. I just think, but saying they're all white, that's not accurate.
Obviously, I'm not talking about
white means European.
I know
it's not accurate.
Jews exist. I know Ethiopian Jews exist. They are not the majority. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the majority of the Jewish people.
Well, this conversation getting kind of retarded. We're just talking.
It is.
Pepe, do you think what happened at Waco is okay?
I'm not a fucking expert, but do I think that burning a bunch of men and women and children alive? No, that's obviously. I think there should have been a much better outcome.
Especially when they had surveillance on this guy when he left to work, when he came back, like it wasn't necessary, right?
Yeah, I would say that Ruby Ridge was unnecessary. I do think that this guy, David Koresh guy, was one real sick piece of shit.
He was a kid diddler too, by the way.
Oh
he was diddling all the kids. He was fucked up.
He's a very disgusting person.
So it would be justified to go after that one guy, right? Especially when you have surveillance and the technology to track him and stuff. So how is that different from what's happening in Gaza?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot different. Well, first of all, like in Waco, Texas, they could control the environment. It's one compound in a state where they could see who's coming and going very easily, as opposed to like a highly densely populated area where because of their guerrilla warfare tactics, because of where they hide weaponry, because of their tunnel system, you don't know. How do you really target? And these are tens of thousands of people, not one person. It becomes a whole different. It basically becomes a war as opposed to, I don't know, just trying to bust one guy.
Well, are you aware of how Israel procures its targets?
I've listened in. There was a couple people that had experience with this from the U.S. military as well. I know it involves intelligence, and then depending on who it is, I believe they also have what would be a ratio of how many people can you put at risk when dropping a bomb, for example. How many innocent casualties are acceptable will depend on like the number of people you're targeting, who they are, how important they are.
Right. It's called
there's a chain of command.
Yeah, it's an AI program. It's called Lavender, but they nicknamed it "Where's Daddy" because instead of targeting the militants when they're in combat,
they wait for them to go home to their families, and then they bomb the entire house. And a lot of the time, the AI system actually makes mistakes. It might get the guy with the same name. It might get a house where the militant had moved from. And the ratio is 25 for every low-level combatant and up to 100 civilians for a higher-ranking combatant.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know how it was. That's different for other first world militaries when they're in war. I know that a lot of people have talked about this after the fact. People that have served, where they know they ended up, targeting individuals and facilities with what ended up being faulty intel, and then innocent people were being killed. I know this happens. There's a guy, John Spencer. I've listened to him talk. I don't really. You have to understand. I know it happens. Period. So just because it happens doesn't show me that Israel's doing it the wrong way. I don't. Do they do it worse than other first world countries? I haven't seen that. So I don't really, and it's not my area of expertise or something I've really looked into. So I don't really know even how to respond to that.
You look at the ratio, like when 50% of the casualties are children, at least close to 50%. But that doesn't say anything. Is that indiscriminate or not? Well, you compare it to other first world countries.
Yeah, including first world countries like in Afghanistan.
How do you mean it doesn't mean anything?
Oh, sure. Because especially Afghanistan, it was very common to be fighting children. Right? The children had guns.
Children of how old?
In Afghanistan, they could be as young as 10, 11, 12 even. I mean, they're a bit different, I would think, than Gaza. But, I mean, we do know that there are terrorists. There are people that fight for Hamas that are under 18.
Hey, Pepe, when you say 10 years old, right? An average kid, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, you name it, right? You think the average 10-year-old can handle AK-47 and go like freaking ham?
In Afghanistan, yeah.
The average kid can pull a wire and fucking blow up a bomb, though.
I think
we'll talk about Sudan, because there's been hundreds of thousands of more people have died in that war than in the Gaza conflict, so I think we should talk about that one.
Well, that's unfortunately, it's just a bunch of dirt poor, dark-skinned Africans. In a part of the world, none of us have. Mainly done by the northern. If anything,
a lot of Arabs killing a lot of black people.
That's true. If you look at northern Sudan, I mean, it's kind of. I believe the Nile goes through it, and the top part is more desertish, but they have the river, and then South Sudan, as we get into like the more tropical areas, it's pretty. It's very black, and there's been a lot. This has been going on for several decades, and I'm just being realistic. It's a place that very few of us have ties to in the West. And when we think of sub-Saharan Africa in particular, we generally have a very low bar for what we think is atrocious. Because I feel like a lot of people have the sense that this is a place where starvation, disease, and war are just endemic to that area. Yeah, so we don't. I think that's the reason it doesn't get much attention. But you are correct. Like it is. We do focus more on Israel, and I do think that part of the reason why is because if you look at Israel, I mean, looking at the music festival, it almost mirrors America in a weird way. How the people are dressed, not necessarily how they look, but somewhat. But it looked like a modern country. Like you can kind of put yourself in their shoes. Like, oh my God, this could be. Imagine if this happened in America. And they had to deal with this savagery, and so we caught.
Perhaps it's a better question is if you fly from the top of Israel all the way to the bottom of Israel with a commercial helicopter, it's like 40 minutes, not even. Wouldn't a Apache, it's like 9 minutes. Right? An Apache goes way beyond 200 miles an hour. Right? And like, why did it took them at least 4 hours to respond?
I don't know.
That is a very important question, don't you think? Like this tiny little leap of land. It takes you 4 hours, but every 30
I guess
feet,
I would ask this.
But there is normally every 30 feet there is an 18-year-old that stands there with a machine gun to blast an innocent Palestinian. Now like nobody noticed for like 4 hours. Like 4 hours?
Sure. I think that was kind of easy. I think that one's kind of a lot easier. So we have like troops that can be put on standby for deployment within 24 hours. I believe like some of the like the different airborne brigades.
You know which two?
You believe that this retarded because it's an inside job. This conflict.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree.
Pepe, you know which two big events have like, hold on now, Sam Rosen. What a name. Okay, Gingerbread, calm your titties.
All right.
You start lactating. Do you know which two other events?
Job, you dumb fucking moron retard.
Okay, we got time for your medication.
Well, there was a stand down order. There was definitely a stand.
Do you know which two other events had exactly the
Not a fucking inside job, you dumb fucking.
Well, just let him get it out. Just let him get it. I don't agree that it was an inside job, but just let him say it.
Do you know which two other events have like the similarities as in patterns of like these events? It was the bombing of the USS Liberty, right?
Oh my fucking god!
And it was the same thing with 9/11. It was identical.
All right. Well, I don't want to go into
I'm sorry, this is so cringe, but
I don't want to go into it. But I do want to. I want to finish what I was saying. So, like, you do
really quick, Pepe. When you talk about cringe, have you seen your profile picture?
Okay, guys, let's not. So, okay, in the U.S., like for example, what we would consider ready for like rapid deployment, it's like 24-hour notice. Now, what I would have to think is that obviously they have a good segment of their population that is active duty. I don't know what how many of them, even their quick reaction forces, for example, how many of them were on base ready for like literally half an hour deployment? They'd have to get kitted out. They'd have to, go in their vehicles or whatever to respond. I mean, I would think that would still, if I had to guess, Israel probably has to rely on their police to deal with incidents somewhat, even though they're different, so their military can, but they probably rely on the police for the response for the most part. So the fact that it take a few hours I don't find it that surprising.
It takes you a few hours to like have those men in the Apache helicopters to like make a move. Versus a couple of men with like rusty, dusty AK-47s on their flip-flops and motorcycles from like the mid-90s. That's what you're competing.
I mean, no, that's not what happened in certain areas. Like, the response was almost instant. Yeah, but the response was actually almost instant in certain areas.
No, it wasn't.
And then certain areas that were more remote, it took longer.
No, it wasn't.
No, that's what happened. That's like not what happened.
It's not what happened.
I literally know a girl who her boyfriend, he like was spent time texting.
You don't know no girls.
People about like, hey, here's where they are. Come here. You need to save us. Like this kind of shit. And then him doing that caused him to die, but also caused the responders to come and like fucking save them. So this whole fucking thing was like, oh, there's no fucking responders. They were so slow. It's because you're just a fucking retard.
Dude, Sam, during the Nova Festival shit going down, I was like in contact with a dude that was there, or a big producer.
Was he cheating on you when you went to Israel?
Can I just tell this
fucking dummy?
Yeah, no, he literally owed me money because I like mixed and mastered the track.
He owed you money?
He like sent me money for the mix and master. I was like, dude, you didn't have to send me money for it. You're in a fucking shootout right now.
So he decided to call you.
Don't
like,
fucking
worry. He's like, let me call my boyfriend for my last words.
I talked to him on the phone.
Muhammad raped a child? Did you know that? That Muhammad raped a child? Or you were?
Yeah, did you hear that?
Looked
That
like
child had hair as well. Ludwig?
Muhammad raped children. That's kind of weird that he did that.
You came out as a stronger sperm cell.